math. When I hate, I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank on.
This video is brought to you by 9% and powered by Petty Vision Production. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Lego. I ain't here to wake nobody up. I'm here to unplug you.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. God.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title, we gonna talk about it. But first, before we get into that, let me get into the chat. My 33 brother, Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown. How are you? Salute, bro. Salute. Appreciate you. What up, Nine? Commander, I appreciate you, sis. I see you in a minute. What up, Nine? The General, the Minister of Defense will be right back, so y'all better not be tripping. So you ain't qualified. Red flags that disqualify women from being in relationships. Today we're gonna talk about with the women. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about the fellas. So, fellas, if y'all want to come up and help me build on this, I appreciate that. If not, it's cool. I do got some points I want to make, and I'm gonna give from my perspective, being a married man, being in a relationship for 11 years, being married for 6. I got some insight, what I particularly was looking for. Through my experiences, I understood what I needed out of a partner, right? So I'm gonna tell you what disqualifies women from being in relationships from my perspective, right? And ladies, feel free to come up and give any type of pushback or ask questions for clarity. I greatly appreciate that. So yeah, ladies, don't feel the link is on the community wall. Let me put that up there. Y'all know what it is. The link is always gonna be on the community wall. And after a while, because I kind of got, I keep asking for participation, but I kind of like the crew that normally hit the link. Lady Shay, appreciate you, sis. Commander, Tay, Gary, BDB when he free. And I'm going to start bringing people from off of YouTube on here having conversations. So, in a minute, it's just going to be like, it is what it is. Safi, what up, sis? What up, sis? Appreciate you. Yeah, so I'm gonna go over some things about what disqualify women for me. And I'm gonna give an explanation too. Okay, y'all know me. I ain't just gonna say nothing without delivering some info with it. But let's get to the main one. The first one is the main one. The first one is the big one. All right, what disqualifies women and red flags, fellas, independent women. A woman who self-proclaimed independent, fellas, let her be independent. Because if she with you or without you, She got that independent mindset. So if you're looking for a committed relationship, trying to build something towards the future, family and stuff, leave the independent women alone. Leave them independent women alone. I wouldn't deal with them. And like I said, it's because of the mindset. Once they adopt that independent mindset, is I don't need a man. So even when they with a man, oftentimes that comes out. Well, I don't need you for this. I got my, and that's fine. Women, I'm not saying don't be self-efficient. I'm giving you a better term because it builds a different understanding and um, mindset. Also, self-efficient meaning you can stand alone. So you can take care of yourself, but you can function highly in a group. You can function highly in a partnership. You can function highly in a relationship, but you can also stand alone. You can take care of yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Especially in today's age, it ain't like it used to be. Women gotta, um, y'all outnumber men, right? So right there, you gonna have trouble. You in the race. It used to be the man. Sometimes would be fighting over the woman. Not as like the woman fighting over the good man. Dee 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 dee. So yeah, women. I'm not telling y'all don't be able to take care of yourself because you never know. But what I am telling you is leave that independent mindset alone because that's why you got 60-year-old women talking about I'm an independent woman. Yeah, but you secretly want to be with somebody. Look, we built to have companionship. That's just how we built. You get some people um, who are outliers, but in general, the average person is built to be with someone, is to have companionship. People get depressed and go crazy because they're not around people. And like I said, it's outliers to that. I'm an outlier. I don't have to be around people. I prefer not to be around people, but I can function highly in a relationship also. But I'm just fine by myself. And that's one of the things that led me to meeting my wife, understanding what opportunity I had because she was everything I was looking for. She just wasn't what the to be honest, I never thought I'd marry outside my race. Marry outside my race. Never crossed my mind. I very rarely dated outside my race. But I matured to a point where in life I understood what I wanted and I had it right in front of me. And a lot of times we ask for something and we looking for the package, right? We ain't looking for what we actually asked for because we don't see what we actually asked for right in front of us because it ain't packaged the way we ideally would want it. That ain't the package I was looking for, so that must not be it. But then you open it and you realize, like, damn, this is everything I was looking for. I understood that. So when I met my wife, I took the opportunity, um, and pursued her and got exactly what I wanted. Bronze, what up, though, my brother? Bronze Flat Powers in the building. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. So, yeah, that independent mindset, like I said, replace that with self-efficient. Don't teach these young girls to be independent. Teach them to be self-efficient. They need to take care of themselves. They'll be able to, but they'll be able to function highly in a relationship. Because this is just the reality, right? If you ain't willing to give 100% into a relationship, you ain't gonna get 100 back. You only get in what you put out. And people think, oh, just me giving 50% in a relationship is okay. Tell me one thing in life that you can give 50% to and get 100 back. Because no matter what you want to say, when you dealing with people, you want the best version of those people. You want them to treat you like you should be treated. So you have to do the same. And to do that, you got to give it your all. How do people achieve high? They give it their all. Well, I've been in relationships and I did that and it didn't work. Well, you know what? You was with the wrong person. Analyze it. Imagine if you did that with the right person. All that energy you give to the wrong people in your life. Imagine if you gave it to the right people. And then you have to sit back and think, whose fault is that? Is it my fault because Look, I knew these people wasn't worthy of this, but I still did it because I felt like it was the right thing to do. Yeah, it was the right thing to do. You just did it for the wrong people. So that's just an excuse to me. Anything you do in life, give it your all or don't do it. And that's including relationships. If you in a relationship and you don't feel like you can give it your all, or the person don't deserve your all, that's telling you right there you're in the wrong relationship. That's telling you right there you're in the wrong relationship. Oh yeah, you dating outside is everyone has their preferences, right? And that's how I used to be. You know, I used to be like that too. So I understand. Like I said, it's just the love bug, you know. And I'm grateful it did it, you know. But now I don't fault people for dating, not dating outside. Everybody do that, you know. It's tribes that strictly won't go outside the tribe. So that's totally understandable. You know, it's just different preferences for people. I never looked at it like a good thing or a bad thing, really. Like, I don't think you not wanting to date outside your race make you racist. And if people say that, they're ignorant. That can be culture. That's literally culture. It's Asians. A lot of Asians don't do it. A lot of these other people don't do it. Nobody called them racist. But when black people say that for some reason, you racist. Like, nah, I don't mean that. I skipped Gary and get a full stride. How can you just half step and get a full stride? Exactly. Exactly. Did I skip something else Gary said? My bad. Y'all know I can't see the word. You gotta edit the title. You gotta change it to flags. What did I? Oh, oh man, Brian's my brother. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I'm doing that right now. Oh my goodness. Oh man, let me change that right now before this even go any further. Oh man, I'm not even about to say what the title said. I ain't gonna have no channel tomorrow. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. I appreciate you, Bronze, because ain't nobody else tell me you said that. I can't believe that. Okay, hopefully you probably ain't gonna see it change, but it's definitely changed. I definitely changed it. Appreciate you, Bronze. Hey man, you probably saved my channel, bro. Because you know somebody, boy. I don't know. For some reason, I always make my streams on my phone because that's where all the pictures at. You know, all my thumbnails is on my phone. I ain't got them on my computer because I do most of it from my phone. But yeah, sometimes when I be doing it, it be missing letters, and I can't see. I got paperwork, so if they try to take my YouTube channel, I'm gonna send YouTube my legally blind paperwork that the government approved, and yeah. What up, nah? Appreciate you though, bros. Appreciate you. Let me go back up. Did Gary say something up here? I'm happy I stopped at saying that. There you go, where that's it. Yeah, but that so that's my number one. I think that's the biggest one. Is that the independent. You know, leave that independent mindset alone. If you want to be in a relationship, if not, use it. Shit. You know, but if you really looking to be in a committed relationship, leave that independent mindset alone. Right? Leave that alone. And like I said, if you ain't gonna give it 100%, just don't do it. It ain't you literally with if you with someone you don't feel you can give it 100%. Think of a relationship like building a house, right? Think about it like this: you're building a house. The very first thing you do when you build a house is the foundation, right? That's what you're building with the person when you first meet them. So if the person ain't qualified, don't waste your time. You know, when you're young, you have fun, but as you mature and get older, you realize how valuable time is. So don't waste it on people who ain't worthy of it. If a person, if you meet them for the first time and you decide like, hey, let's have a relationship, not dating. I'm not saying going into dating give 100%. No, if you decide with a person like, hey, let's commit ourselves into a relationship. Let's commit to one another, right? In hopes of building towards marriage, right? If you do that, willing to give 100% from the time you say that, you in a wrong relationship. Because even if you get 50% in the beginning, that's the foundation. So as you start to build, that foundation ain't 100%. It ain't solid. And sometimes it be too late to turn up, right? You might want to start giving 50 at the beginning and then later on give 100. You know, when the person might have been giving 100 from the get go and got tired of giving 100 and pulled back. And since they pull back, a lot of times people say, okay, now they want to act right. That's how it happened a lot of times, right? Now you want to act right. Now you see that I'm like, okay, I've been in those situations numerous times. So yeah, that disqualifies you. If you can't give 100%, then I'm straight. I'm straight. And that a lot of that goes with the wishy washy, right? The testing. Like if you feel you need to test someone, you with the wrong person. A lot of this behavior, the things that people do to make sure they're in right relationships, a lot of times that just shows how messed up a person is. I ain't trying to be petty right now, but I'm being honest with you. If you feel you have to test a person, you have to question yourself. What have I been through that I feel I have to test this person? Why can't I just take my time and observe this person? Because things are going to naturally reveal themselves. But we're in this microwave society. We want to know everything now, do everything now. No. No, don't rush nothing. Just a humping. You got a question for me, Lady Shay? More man comments will be beautiful. No, Gary should get on the panel. I love this build already. Brian, yeah, Gary probably busy. Gary probably like he ain't keeping me up till 3 o'clock in the morning. That's what Gary probably saying right now, right? But but yeah. So that testing stuff. A lot of this shows that people haven't got over their past relationships when they feel they have to test because you're doing it because of what you experienced prior to that. Because of your prior experience, now you feel you have to take precautions, but you have to sit back and realize those precautions are extreme because when you test someone, you're creating a condition for something to happen. This is what you have to realize. When you feel the need to test someone, you're creating a condition for something to happen. That's an artificial stimulant, right? If you're worried about a person cheating on you and you can't trust the person to tell the truth, you're with the wrong person. It's simple things that I don't know why we fight these things. If you don't trust the person, why are you with them romantically? Oh, well, we done did this together. Look, learn how to cut your losses. The quicker you cut them, the quicker you can recoup. That's just reality. That's just reality, man. E, what up, sis? What up? E Nicole is in the building. What up, E? Uh-oh. They done summoned Mr. 33 himself. Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown, how are you today, sir? Gary, that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, I had to make sure because I know they was running around here doing that crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's so funny. I was gonna put the OG back up there. I was like, I ain't gonna do that to him because he was such a yo. That's crazy. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something before I just got up here too. Not about it was about the independence. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. A lot of a lot of you know f- it used to be a guy thing, but now it turned into a female thing. I was born alone, now I could die alone. But what that mean about the rest? What that mean about in between your life? Like I never understood that logic. That's to me that's like a selfish motto. Like how could I say, well, I was born alone, I could die alone, but yet I want to have kids. So how you gonna have kids by yourself? How you gonna make a family by yourself? What's the point of making a legacy if you by yourself? You know what I mean? And a lot of I don't. The question is, do a lot of women want to be moms now when if they're independent? That's just like a person in the streets. I mean, I want to say it's an equivalent. I can't speak for women. Is it like the same if a guy's out there in the street, he don't want to have kids because he's out in the streets?
That's how I
Like I ain't
was.
got time for.
I ain't gonna lie
You
to
know what I
you.
mean? Go
Bro,
ahead.
when I was younger, that's why I wasn't in the street. I mean, that's why I ain't had no kids when I was young. Because I was like, I'm not having no kids and I'm running around doing this stupid shit. I'm like, I'm watching. It broke my heart watching. You know how many friends I got? They got buried and they left kids behind, and it broke my heart looking at them. Like, damn. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And that's a cycle, man. That'll start a cycle. I'm straight. I'm like, I won't have kids as long as I'm living like this. I'm not having kids. I made that a point. I was very responsible, very responsible. Had one hiccup, and the creator took care of that. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, well, is it selfish? That's what Lady She asked.
Uh, this
I can't answer that for a female perspective. I can't answer that. I just feel like if you a guy, I can only answer for a guy. This is why we need some females to come up. But if I'm a guy, I totally understand words logic because how could I be a leader from prison?
or from the grave.
How, yeah, how could I be a leader dead? Your kid, if you got a infant or a kid that can't remember you, what's the point of having a kid? You see
Putting
what I
them in
mean?
this. My bad. Go
For the
ahead, bro.
most part, and for the most part, if you that dude in the street, you ain't nurturing nothing. You out there all day, all night, coming home. Oh, they sleep. All right, cool. You might catch them on the wake up type scenario. Well, I'm just saying from the street people that I know. I'm just saying because they out there all day and night. So I don't know how that would feel for independent women. I know on the movie they be like, I'm not having no kid. I'm not giving up my job, and I'm not letting my body go through all of this and that. That's a movie perspective. I don't want to put that on no females. I would have to ask females that have children, did they feel that way? Or females that don't have children. You know, I mean, that would be kind of nosy, but what made you not want to have a child? If I'm not being nosy, I would ask those questions.
Man, this is just my opinion. YouTube, copyright disclaimer. This is just my opinion. This opinion does not reflect. Damn, I am the channel, ain't I? But I I feel like that whole independent movement was a mask for the feminist movement. Because that's when it really took off. That whole feminist movement, and that was just a rally cry. I ain't gonna say a rally cry, but that was just a way to incorporate the average woman into the feminist ideology, um, indoctrinate the average woman who may have struggles. I'm talking about that whole uh, Destiny's Child, that whole man, all bro, man, a lot of these songs come out for a reason. These movies come out for a reason. These people have influence. A lot of the things they do, we replicate in our everyday lives. From fashion to words to concepts to attitude to mindsets. These people influence it. So, in my opinion, I think that whole uh, having the woman adopt the independent mindset is just providing a wedge in between men and women. Like I said, we can use more efficient and effective words like self-efficient, being able to sustain oneself. Um, Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not telling women not to be able to take care of themselves. What I'm telling you is to let go of that independent, I don't need someone mindset if you want to be in a relationship. If not, then rock out with it and don't complain about when you don't have no one there to protect you, when you don't have no one here to do this. Don't complain about that. Just be independent. Dee dee dee
So,
dee 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 dee.
Didi, so here's a question. What if a woman just has to be independent until she finds somebody? What does that make her? Is she independent or is she just self-efficient?
It depends what mindset she adopts. Independent means independent from all, away from everything. So, I mean, if you that's what I'm trying to explain. Like y'all using these words and adopting these concepts and wondering why you have these attitudes. I know plenty of women who can take care of themselves and their husband, but they still function highly in a marriage and a relationship. They don't have that independent mindset. What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine. We're one. When you talk about marriage or union, you become one. Like the reason I took care of my mother-in-law and did what I could for my father-in-law, because when I married my wife, them became my mother and my father. So I did unto them as I would do to my flesh and blood. That's how I treated them. We became one.
Yeah, I agree with that. if you become one, if you become one, that means you're gonna put all your all into it. That's that half stepping comment that I made.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody you can't you can't get a full sub off a half. You can't have a full sandwich if you got half a sub. See what I mean? Like people just got that whole concept just like backwards. You know what I mean? And when you become one, I'm gonna answer Lady Shay's comment of dominance drive an edge between relationships. But there should be no dominance in a relationship. It should be balance. As word would say, duality. It should be duality to a situation, meaning balance. One one day it may be her day, the next day it may be your day. The next week could be her day week, and the next week could be your week. But the goal should be to have a week that we all could get through in a relationship. But I can't, like I said, if we're talking about independent women, I don't know what drives them. I don't know how they can remain independent. I don't know what that logic is because most people say it's easier for a man to say he's independent, but he still looks for a wife
Even
or he
that.
looks for a girlfriend.
Even if a
So
man said it's still asinine. No matter who, if you can't go into a union, a relationship with an independent mindset, man or woman. I understand what you're saying because men and like man, a lot of times, bro, people will try to find ways to. I'm not gonna say justify, but they will make excuses for things they can't have. A lot of people ain't worthy of being with other people, so they just come up with this. Well, I'm just an independent. I'm just not. No, you just don't want to work on yourself and make yourself desirable to other people. That's what you don't
that
want
may
to
be, yeah, that may be the case too. I'm just saying, even if a man has that logic, he's only going to have that logic Well, a man's not even going. Well, I'm gonna take that back because a man can't say he's independent and have nothing to leave behind him. So he could say that for a certain amount of time, but if you leaving a legacy, how are you independent? If you independent, where's the legacy going? You made $1 trillion. Where's it going? You want some Bill Gates nonsense? He's retarded. He'll donate. What's the point of making all this money to donate it to whatever thing you want to donate it to, and that's your legacy. People got different concepts of that term, that independent thing, but it don't make sense if you don't have a legacy behind it. You trillionaire, you ain't got no. Your family don't leave nothing. Like Rockefeller got a legacy. J.P. Morgan had a legacy. The Vanderbilt's legacy. None of them never said they was independent. They was monopolists. It's a difference. You was trying to tear people down so your family could be one up on people. You never heard them really say an independent mindset. So for most men, if they have that, it's only like a temporary thing because you want to pass that legacy off to somebody else. And that's why most men want boys so they can have that legacy. But you cannot have that legacy if you're on an independent mind frame. So I think it's a temporary thing. But for women, they may want to make that a long-term thing. That may sound kind of sexist. But if you sit back and really look at it, if a woman is still independent in her 50s, does she have children? What does she have that shows that she's independent? Now she just go ahead. Now, in some cases, there may be a woman like say, you know what? I just want to have a kid, but it's my kid. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to do for nothing. That still may be an independent mind frame. You see what I'm saying? Like, I went to the sperm bank or whatever the case. The logic behind that is crazy. But if that's how they thinking, they may just be doing that for the Joneses. You know what I mean? Because most independent people are worried about themselves. Mm-hmm. So, what you think about that?
I think you spot on. Miss Tracy, what up, though? Appreciate you, sis. Hey, remember, if y'all members, y'all can drop y'all link. Lady Shay. What up, though, sis? Lady Shay, that's you?
What up, though? Mic check real quick.
You loud and clear. Stop playing all the time. We playing with the praying for.
I'm trying to man, it's been coming soon for months. When y'all gonna make the custom portrait? Oh, I'm about to go on.
You are just a mess, right? I promise you. But shout out to you. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Gary, you already know.
Appreciate y'all. Yeah, hey, did y'all see the new members emoji? Y'all know Tay called me Master Splinter, right? So you know what I had to do.
No, what you did?
I think that you probably can't see it. You have to go.
Oh my God!
I got the Master Splinter emoji, man. I got the Master Splinter emoji.
Oh God, Roshusaki.
Roshusaki. Yeah, we got the Master Splinter emoji. I still got I got the female What Up 9 emoji coming out soon. It'll be there tonight. I could do it now, but I'm gonna do it tonight. But yeah, we got some more emoji. Yeah. Oh, I got that word you ain't ish emoji coming soon too. Matter of fact, I'm about to do that now because I'm petty. Y'all go ahead and yeah, I'm about to work on that. Y'all go ahead. Hey, y'all want to see how I'm gonna make it?
I ain't even listening to you, word. Lady Shay, what do you think about his first word of independence? What do you how do you elaborate that?
Well, first of all, Gary, that was kind of rude, because he is the host. You got to be respectful of the host. Let him finish. Like, shame on you.
You right, but he being petty. We ain't got time. It ain't even petty time yet.
Oh, let me share this screen, man. Y'all, I'm gonna let y'all rock out. I'm just gonna be in the back door now.
But to answer your question, can you repeat it? Because I don't think I got it. So just so you know, we on one accord. Can you say that one more time for me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm saying I asked on his first red flag of independence. How do you feel about his elaboration of it?
Well, for me personally, I think. Well, how can I put this? How should I put this? Let me start with for women, right? Since I'm a female, let me start with that. I think that a woman can be independent and in a relationship if she chooses to, right? Likewise, a man. Simply put, independence, right? And shout out to you, right? Like when you look at the word, what does independence mean, right? And we're all adults, at least we should be if we're getting into relationships, right? So basic independence we should always have covered from the start to the beginning, all the way around, 100% at all times. And when we get in relationships, it's just an extra added bonus. This is why, again, I agree with the 100%. You always got to give 100%, because how are you going to teach yourself? No, it's just not going to happen. Again, that's just my opinion about it.
Oh, we about to debate. You said independence is a good thing.
Absolutely. Like, what are you talking about? Let's debate. Let's get it. Cause yeah, you gotta be independent. Come on now.
Nah, independent means away or separate from others. Self-efficient, because going into a relationship with an independent mindset is impossible to give 100%.
Oh yeah, I definitely would debate you on that because I am a proven individual source to debunk that right there. Yeah, you can be independent and in a relationship, and it can work. It's a mindset. I'll put it that way.
I think you have a misinterpretation of even yourself, because if you were independent in a relationship, um, let me ask you this: what kind of relationship was it? Was it more like a business relationship, or was it like a full on committed relationship?
A business relationship. I was more or less referring to, yes, business.
Okay, I won't argue that point. That I won't argue,
But now,
because I'm
hold on, hold on. You know, now I'm being a little petty and interrupting the host, right? Now, let's just because I want to be cute with it. What if I was to say, yeah, you can do that in a relationship as well? Like, what do you mean?
a
How
a
is that
full
not
on,
possible?
because the term independent itself means separate, alone. So it's complete opposite of a relationship. A relationship is a union, a bond. You take two separate things that can stand alone and put it together. I think a lot of people have the people who can switch, who can turn it on from, that's self-efficient. That's you being able to stand alone, you being able to thrive by self. That's separate from independent, because even self-efficient, you can still um, join a union, and actually you make the union better. Most self-efficient people find a complementary piece, someone else who is self-efficient. Now you put two people who can function highly together, and what happens? But if you put an independent person in a relationship that's that's meant to have a partnership, they're still going to be independent. You see what I'm saying? The independent is a mindset. So a lot of people use the term independent, but they really self-efficient. If you can function by yourself and in a group, that's not independent. You can tell when people are independent, because usually, even in a group, they separate themselves. It's still me, me, me. While you're in a union, you can spot those people right away. I just think people use the wrong terms most of the time.
Well, I can't speak for the next person, but I know I do, right? Just because I like to be fun and just to see where people's minds are at. Um, but follow me just real quick. I want to throw this question at you. Can a person not want to be to themselves, get to relearn themselves, even at a daily step, and still have the mindset or mind frame to come at one and be a unit as a relationship will go? Could that not happen properly?
Hold on, say that one more time. The first part, I got the second part, but the first part I kind of missed.
No problem, no problem. I do have a background, so of course. Um, Being independent or wanting to be, say, to oneself, to regroup, relearn, reorganize yourself, right? This is independence to self, right? And still have that mindset for the relationship.
Why be in a relationship if you get this? This is usually where conflict comes in, right? Because it's independent. If you have an independent mindset, meaning you want to be alone, you want to do things your way, you don't want to compliment or come together. Why put yourself in that position in a relationship? That's like that's like putting a lighter to gasoline.
I see what you're saying with that logic, right? But follow me to this logic. Again, can you not think for yourself? Let's just take it baby steps, right? When we're in a relationship, do we not think for ourselves, and that includes our partner? Or do we only think of our partner as a whole? Let me rephrase that. Do I think of myself as a whole, including my partner, when I'm in a relationship? Or can I not think for myself and that still includes my partner because we are a unit?
So, um, once you when you look at your, would you be okay for your guy to make decisions without you know that affect you because y'all
Mm,
together?
Well, again, I can only speak for me and my experiences so far, and I would have to go with that depends on what was already first talked about beginning of the relationship. So if I already know where it's gonna go, we already talked out and we already crossed our T's and dotted our I's, excuse me, then yeah, I can easily give that a yes. He can make decisions without me being there, without me knowing, and I would be okay. We're a unit, right? Isn't that what a unit is for?
If you get that established, right? But it's still that's still talked upon. I'm talking about totally like not established. Like he just making a decision that you don't know about because that's even talked upon. So it's already agreed that can happen. I'm talking about if you in a relationship, you living with someone, y'all got the same bank account. He decide one day I'm gonna just go buy a brand new car. Y'all might need windows, a roof, or something like that for the house. Is it okay for him to just do what he want? Like just make purchases like that, make decisions. What if y'all got kids? Is it okay for him to say, I don't want them in this school no more, I'm gonna pull them without telling you?
I was trying to pause because I had a little background, but I'll still just answer. Hopefully, I'm clear enough. I'm just gonna have to say it like that. There's no way that that's gonna happen. That's just a little bit too childish for me. I'm sorry, but excuse you. What you doing? Hold up. Let's talk about it, right? But that's my point. Um, Why do people get in relationships and certain things aren't already communicated? We got to know
Hmm.
certain things about what a person wants to do or how they're going to do it, right? At least this is how I see it. Before we even give the title of relationship, we should know if our person of choice, our partner, would make childish moves like that, right? Like for him, it might not seem childish. For her, it might not be childish. We have a bank account together, we're living together, which mine is yours, which yours is mine, right? Should be no problem. But it might be a problem. What if bills were due? What if rent was due? And then, of course, if you got children, then yeah, all childish things are out the window. That's just me. And shout out to your commander.
Commander, what up, though? Commander, that's you, right? Can y'all hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Hold on. Let me throw this up until Commander say something.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Commander. If she do what in the world? God.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there
Hello.
we go. There we go.
What up,
That's my,
nine?
that's my nine. What up,
I'm
nine?
dancing right now. What up, nine? So you guys
I'm.
are now you guys are getting into it. I
Mhm.
don't want to interrupt. Keep going.
No, 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 no. I want to hear your opinion because I have a question for them to individually. But I want to hear your input. Your input counts.
Well, I think you guys are talking about the independence, right? And and then like
Yes, ma'am.
running things by the other one, like permission. Like Lady Shay thinks that you can be independent, right, Lady Shay, and still be in a relationship as one. Um, is that right, Lady Shay? In some sort of like business type relationship.
Uh, for the most part, I think anything's possible as long as you have communication with all parties involved.
Like as long as you guys are in agreement that this is like how it's gonna be. I think I agree with Word about being like self-sufficient, not necessarily like what people think of as, oh, I'm independent, like I could be on my own. Yeah, you can be on your own, but that doesn't mean that you may not need someone necessarily, but you want to be with someone, and in a sense you do need them because that's what you want. And I don't think, yeah, some people are alone, but in the greater scheme of things, I don't think we're meant to be alone, or else we
Mhm.
wouldn't be procreating. If we were all like, I'm not going to be with anyone and I'm going to be asexual, then we wouldn't have children. I mean, maybe with technology we would, but yeah, as far as the independent thing goes, I've heard people say like I've heard friends say, hey, we're going to go to Vegas. And I say, okay, I'm going to talk to my husband because I have to run it by my husband. And then they're like, what? No, why are you going to you have to ask for permission? Like, that's dumb. And I don't agree with not asking for permission or running, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that I have to be like, do I have permission, daddy? But you have to, like, in my opinion, still talk about things, not just be like, hey, honey, like next month I'm going to go to Vegas. All right, cool. All right, peace. Because I wouldn't want my man to do that to me. And if you ask who's still married out of those people, it's me, not them. Like they didn't work out because they were too, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and maybe they didn't run it by their spouses, like how you say. Sorry, there's somebody driving their car. But yeah, is that kind of like the topic?
I think that was the topic. I think they was having a very good conversation, one for and one against. So my question
Hmm.
is, in a relationship, is a relationship dependent on dependency?
Is a relationship dependent on dependency. For some people, like the people that say they can't get a divorce because they can't do it on their own, and so they're dependent, so the relationship is only together because they need to depend on each other.
I guess it's a question. I'm asking this question for a reason.
Papa Will, what up, though? KY, appreciate you. What up, though? Appreciate you.
Hey Kalani, hey Papa Will.
I'm gonna hit you like this. Me personally, I can tell you, me personally, it is things I depend on my wife to do. Is things she depend on me to do. But like I said before, we both self-efficient. We both can function very highly without one another. But we, by coming together, I was able to not focus on certain things that she had a greater strength in, and she was able to do the same. So we do depend on each other. Um, I think good, highly functioning relationships work like that. So I would say yes, but that has duality too. Because you can depend on someone to the point where you can't function by yourself, and they put you in that position so you can't function. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, I guess is duality to everything. So I'm gonna say good. You have a healthy balance, or you use it just using things in a way where it benefit both parties. I guess that's how me and my wife function as far as dependency. So to your question, I answer yes. But like I said, it still has duality to it.
But what if your spouse what if your spouse says no to something and like strongly agrees with the no, but you're like strongly agreeing with the yes?
That
How do you
happens.
duke it out?
That happens all the time with me and my wife. It's stuff that I be wanting, she be like, "No, not right now," or "No." And the stuff that she want, I'd be like, "No, we ain't doing it." So it's the bond that we have. If I say no, she understands it's for a purpose. If she say no, I understand it's for a purpose. I just don't say no because I don't want her to have or do something. And usually 9 times out of 10, if I say no, it's followed with a reason. If she says no, it's followed with a reason. So it's just a communication for me.
Yeah.
I'll answer that really quick and say this. Any relationship has a hint of dependency on it, depends on your relationship and where you're trying to take it. The only thing is, don't allow that dependency to become an expectancy. There you go.
Wait, say that again. What did you say?
Okay, I had background.
Oh,
Let me say that one more time. Um, in a relationship, we always will have dependency, right? It depends on your relationship and where you want to take it. Just don't allow that dependency to become an I can't say that word right.
an expectation.
Expect. There you go. Exactly.
Expectation.
But I would have to give a little pushback on that because I think that's still because I say it like this: my dependency is infused with trust, right? And if, like, for instance, I lost my eyesight, so there's a lot of stuff that my wife do for me now, and it's expectations that I expect certain things because I know I can depend on her to do it. You know, now if something happened and we separate or I don't have her in my life no more, I understand from that standpoint, because I done depended on her so long. Now that she's not in my life, I may not know how to accomplish it on my own. So I understand that, but I think even thinking like that, me personally, I don't even think like that. I think me and my wife go be together to the world, and that's just how I look at it.
That's right.
I understand one of us probably go past before the other, but I'm not living life like that. I'm literally living like we go be together to the world, and that's how we live. She get everything I got. I get everything she got. A one for all for one. No matter how, like, I can't. You really, when you find the right person, because it's when you go through things, right? Like when her mother was done, I told her to quit her job. I took care of the house and her mother. She couldn't. Her mother was in hospice. She had stage 4 cancer. She had cancer all throughout her body and her brain. So she went. She lasted longer than what they told us, But we watched it because it was during COVID, and they wanted to put her in a home. And I'm like, and you couldn't visit. No, but this is like right when COVID started, so you couldn't even go visit. So I'm like, no, just bring her home. She said, well, I can't take care. Well, I'll do it. And she was stressing at work, crying because she knew her mother was at home. And at the time, I was doing life insurance, so I can work from home. And I was working from home anyway. I couldn't go, to appointments, so everything was from home. So I was like, don't worry about it. I take care of her too. And she was at work. She worked in the hospital. So um, she couldn't get the time off because it was like emergency, like people was quitting left and right. So I told her to just quit her job. I take care of everything. And I did.
There are
But
people
see,
that are not willing to do that. Sorry, go ahead,
let me.
AJ.
I'll be quick. I'm just gonna say this to you, word to me, right? In my opinion, playing with the words around, right? The whole switcheroo thing. Um, for you, in your example, you're married, your husband, that's your wife, you have children. What goes on the whole totality? That would be seen as more of a dependency versus an expectation. I mean, y'all have that natural bond. Y'all building something, like you have that foundation. Whereas regular relationships, right? Let's just be honest, people can put expectations on others, right? And it's like we're just in a relationship, we're just barely dating, we're just starting it out, and you're already expecting certain things that would only qualify a husband or a wife to do. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because people, like I was saying that earlier, people move too fast. You got to build a solid foundation. Now, if I just met her, I wouldn't have did that. I would have been like, oh, this is a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we wouldn't even been living together for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, I think, well, I mean, what you're saying is valid. What you're saying is sauce because people want that microwave. They want to, what my uncle used to say. He used to tell my female cousin, you think a man go buy the cow if you giving him milk for free? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when I even when I say give a person 100% when you commit to a relationship, that's your attention and your intent. You know, your attention should be on building with that person, and your intent should be if you talk about a committed relationship, you're trying to build towards marriage. These like people get in relationships for different reasons. You know, some people just get in relationships. Like I said, I know people who got married through business relationships, and they got like, man, like I thought that was like some TV stuff. Like when people have like schedules to be intimate. I thought that was on TV, but no, people really do that. They sleep in separate rooms. I'm like, what? They got families like kids, and they got separate bedrooms. Like that's wild. Big houses. Like these successful people living like this because their relationship is business.
Well, I mean, if that's what makes them happy and they're cool with it.
Yeah, it's just wild. That blew my mind. I thought that's some stuff you see on TV. But if you establish the form of relationship you want, then and both parties agree upon it, then that's a contract. You know. Uh,
So my second question would be then, can dependency and independence coexist in a relationship?
Yes.
and now you go on to oxymoron territory.
Yes.
That's why I
No, I'm
had to
not.
laugh.
No, I'm not.
But
No, I'm
didn't
not.
Lady Shay already say that cannot exist? Wasn't that question already kind of posed?
No.
Say it one more time because I might have heard that wrong.
Can dependency and independence coexist in a relationship?
Absolutely.
Huh?
Yes. Or no, it was Word that said it was right,
No,
Lady Shay? It was
listen. Can it coexist? How can
yes.
In
you
a,
be dependent if you're independent? The whole concept of independent is alone. So if you're alone, how can you be dependent on something?
But there are things
But
that you can
besides
do
yourself,
alone. There's things that you can do in like there's things
if
that I
you
do
but
independently on my own that I don't get questioned about. That my husband knows I got it. He don't even
but,
care. He's not even
but you using the wrong term. I say you're superimposing that term. I'm not gonna say you're using the wrong term. It's just a superimposed term because you're not doing it independently. You're doing it separate from your husband because you're committed to you're in a relationship. So you're not independent to do anything independent doing something. But using the term
hmm.
independently, we interchange words too much. And independent simply means alone, to stand alone. And because you're doing something separate, now we associate that to independent, but it's not. You're just
Well, you're
doing
doing
something
it
separate from your husband.
independently.
But see,
You're
that's what I'm saying.
doing
You're superimposing a word. It's like say for instance, this is what's happening. Say if your car take 87 gas and you put 89 in it, that's what you're doing with the words because you're doing it separately. Because any way you say it, you were with your husband and you separated from him to do something. So you're not independent from him. Independent means alone. So to be independent from him, you're not with him in the first place. You're independent. You're alone. You
yeah, I
can't
agree with that.
separate something if you're independent from it already.
Oh, okay, real quick, can I throw this on the table? Let's just see how it goes, right? No one has to answer. I just want to throw this in there. So, say you're in a marriage, but you live in separate homes. You have a joint account, but you both have your own separate account. Does that qualify as independent? And what was the other one? I forgot.
Dependent,
There you
dependent.
go.
dependent. Yeah, what she said. But see, according
That's
to
not
Word,
even.
it doesn't
That's not even
qualify.
possible.
So
That's not
you
even possible.
hold on.
How is
Why
that
is it
not
not possible?
possible? What?
That's not possible. That's not
Why?
possible
How?
because if I'm married to somebody and we live in a separate house, we're getting a divorce.
You separated. Most people, I mean, there's a lot of people who are married who are separated, right? And they might not have filed separate, but if you're married, meaning you're in a union and you're not with that person, then you separated. So you are I see what you did, Lady Shay, because now you are independent of that person, but you're still you I couldn't say you committed though. How
Well,
can we say that's
But
a
I didn't
committed?
say
what if?
anything about committed. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's it's the way that you use it, right? It depends on the your partner, and if that is something agreeable to, right? Like how Gary just said, there's no way he would do that. There's no way he could be married and his wife living in a separate house. Yet, what if there's a man that would agree to that? And so, with that sense, does the wordplay still stand firm in the terminology that you're trying to efficiate? Meaning that you could be independent versus self sufficient and still be in a marriage, still have that unit, and still have founding a foundation while
That's a great
separately.
question.
But I would say this: what are you dependent on? Now you have to clarify what you're dependent on because you got your own house, probably meaning you're eating your own food. Y'all got separate but joint accounts too. So what are you really dependent on? where's the dependency is where I'm asking that now, because it sounds like they're independent people. It sounds like a green card situation.
The dependency is with the
I'm being real, right?
children. No, no, no. See, the dependency is with the children, right? And both parties, both parents have jobs. They both have separate sourced incomes, yet at the same time they're merging it together. So it's more of a three based income household, if that makes sense, versus just the one. Because as a solidified unit marriage, you are in one household, one income, joint accounts, nothing separate. You can't take it out. It's mine, it's ours, right? So, hey,
Some people have, like, because of their work, they have a separate household and they're away for part of the time.
Frankie Blanco, good evening. Good morning. How are
Frankie
you?
Blanco, what up,
Frankie.
though?
What up, Frankie? I mean,
Lady
that's
Shay,
probably like
But
not a
even,
common situation.
but I will say this too. I don't see even in that. I still don't see that. What I mean, even in co-parenting, I mean, you can say independent, but but you're depending on this person. But sometimes that work out and sometimes that don't. But that's not a union. You know, and from what no, but what up though? Show your face real quick, bro. They've been Pete. Okay, yeah, that's bro. My bad, man.
Hey, what up, Noble?
What up, though, Noble?
Peace and love, peace and love. I know I don't want to be a panel killer. I just saw you live, and it was a post you made. I think this is the live you're doing about red flags, and I just wanted to have a conversation. I didn't know if this was the woman panel or the man panel. I don't know. I just hit the link. I ain't kicked it with you in a minute. What's going on, word?
Oh,
And
for
everybody on the panel.
oh, for sure, bro. This is the this is the subject on what disqualifies a woman. But
Oh,
we got men and women on the panel. We're gonna have men and women on the panel both days. So yeah, it's just I gave a couple things that I felt disqualifies a woman, and right now we just indulging deeper into the independent mindset. I felt
right.
like that was my number one that disqualified a woman for being in a relationship. Um,
I mean, can I have my say right quick before just because I just came up here. I don't think that there is no like taking away from the woman based upon, what I'm saying, her value to humanity. But when we look at like what humanity has became the woman, then we have to have these types of conversations. It's just like what humanity became the man, you know what I'm saying? Men was
mhm,
the ones that, did one thing, and the mothers are the one that did another thing, even when they ran the marketplace and they held down the village and whatever the fact was, the matriarch. I mean, yeah, the matriarch was true government,
mhm,
and I just think that once we get back into that aspect, it's like when women say they don't need men, but yet you have men around you to satisfy certain aspects of your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So when women say they don't need men, I mean it's just like when men say I don't need a woman. I mean we need each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just we got to come to a point of maturity as what man and woman was, well, what our purpose is here. You know, we're not just here to replicate. You know what I'm saying? There's a deeper meaning of those energies of man and woman when they come together and they begin to manifest shit in
mhm,
reality. It's a different type of alchemical situation when you know the magic and the power of man and women and that energy. And I don't want to keep talking. Go ahead, word. I'm sorry, man. My bad. You know, I get to
And
learn about.
so, what are some of your red flags? You give me a couple red flags where you think women ain't qualified to be in a relationship.
I could speak on myself. Um, what don't make me qualified to be in a relationship like right now, because I done been married. I done been through the gambit of relationships. I done lived that single life. And where I'm at right now, I need a partner. I need somebody that can really actually build with me. But if I felt like that, if I had these same thoughts right now that I had back then, I'd be in a better place. And right now, those are the red flags. What a woman have to offer, not just me, but offer herself. Is she out here like on some garbage, or is she out here like really like building and like doing the inner healing, the inner self shit? You know what I'm saying? For real. Because you could be a baddie out here and like be out here making all the money and all that, but you could be straight up toxic. You know what I'm saying? But what I want is a woman that have healed themselves, just like I'm up here healing me before I, you know, commit into a relationship. Because trust me, just because I'm 51, it doesn't mean that I'm over the hill. It's just that I need a certain type of things inside of my tool belt that I could be secure in a relationship where there is no red flags when it comes to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to make the woman feel like, okay, this is a brother that got his shit together. No, he's not perfect, but at least he got him. And I want to look at a woman the same type of way. Okay, she got her shit together, she got hurt. So if we fall apart, anything happen, she ain't leaning on me. We ain't got no collateral damage between each other. We kicking it, and we trying to find a way that we could be partners. And if there's no way that we could be partners, then okay, maybe it was just a moment. But me myself, what I'm trying to find is a partner. And I see the red flags in women, and a lot of women, they don't have no, I ain't gonna say all women, but a lot of women, they don't have no like spiritual, mental, or moral compass. And the ones that have that spiritual, mental, and all that shit, the niggas don't want to fuck with them because they reserved. They ain't trying to get themselves out to the nigga with the most money. They want a person with a moral compass, somebody that stands for something. You
with
know what I'm saying?
substance.
Go ahead, mother. I'm sorry.
No, they want somebody with substance.
Yeah, and it don't matter about how much money. It's just like a bad chick. You know what I'm saying? She got a perfect body and all that. Be an Instagram baddie and all that. That's not what I'm looking for. I done had that. I done had the baddest, because I'm at an age of maturity right now that I'm looking at like, okay, what can you give me other than that? Because that's gonna lose its value after a while.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just
can
like
she
my
be?
value.
Oh,
Go
sorry. Go
ahead,
ahead.
mother. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. My fault. My
Oh,
bad.
can she be a baddie but then also have the substance?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, but that's the thing though. That's the thing though. In this culture right now, it's just about being the baddie, being the bad bitch, and not, excuse my language, but not being the bad woman. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. You know, being a bad woman that's able not only to hold herself down, but be able to hold her family and her man down, if that's what she wants. I value independent women because that's less I have to do. If I come to a relationship with a woman that ain't got herself together, then I gotta bring her up. I'd rather deal with a woman that got herself together. Even if I feel intimidated, that's gonna make me build myself up to be with the woman I want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't. I think we lost our purpose when it comes to pretty much like being with, like having relationships. I think we lost the value of courting. We don't get to learn each other no more. We just want to go for the. I'm not saying everybody. I'm just generalizing it. But I think that that's the culture. That okay, we just supposed to go out here and have fun. You can have fun with anything, you know what I'm saying? But it's when you gotta like straight up take shit serious, like, okay, I got kids with this woman. You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna abandon my kids in this woman because I just wanna be a rapper? Or I just wanna go and do the same thing with women. Do I just wanna be a bad chick and just be out here on Instagram and stuff like this? But I know I got a good man that's wanna be here with his family and stuff. He just messed up. He not broke. He messed up. He ain't got no motion right now. He got motion, but you know what I'm saying? He like, he messed up right now. He ain't broke. Ain't no man out here broke as long as he got motion. So when we start trying to classify these certain type of things, especially in the day and time we're living in right now, we have to ask ourselves, you know what I'm saying, what is our purpose? What are we really trying to do? And if we're not, like really like trying to have a partner relationship, like, okay, not that it's a business agreement, but just that we partners and we together, and this is something that we gotta do. We gotta build together. If that's not what it's about, if I just gotta give 75% and you got 25, that's not a relationship.
That's what I was just saying. Like, I mean, um, people need to take their time and define what they truly desire from another person. But to even do that, you got to know yourself. You got to know
That's
your
right.
own boundaries, your own limitations.
Hmm.
Like when I stopped settling, man, that's when I found me. I didn't know what I wanted. I thought I knew what I wanted, but I never really sat down and asked myself what I wanted. But let me get some of the other people back on the panel. Let me get them back in the conversation. G, what
I'm
up,
on
though?
mute.
Oh no, I'm still here. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm listening, but I, I don't have. I have more questions than like comments because I think Noble was saying that he would rather have an independent woman, an independent lady to step his game up. So when you step, my question to him would be, if you when you step your game up, would you still want her to be independent? Is that what's going to allow you to challenge yourself to continuously step your game up?
Okay, so what I was saying, what I was trying to reference is that, and it could be anything. I was just putting it in a woman point of view because we was talking about red flags and everything. But if it's a certain type of class of woman that I want, I'm gonna try to measure up to that. We did that in high school when we wanted to be basketball players and football players to get the top tens or the Jordans or the Pelly Pels. We didn't do that because, you know what I'm saying, we wanted to look fly for the fellas. We did that for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? We stepped up our game for women because we wanted to deal with them. And so when we get into a mature state of mind, it's like, okay, it shouldn't be about sex no more. It's about, okay, in the long term, what it's going to be about. You know what I'm saying? Are we going to sit up here and just worry about the material, or are we going to sit? And if it's just about some, loose recreational sex, then okay, let's just state that at the beginning. But me, myself, and what I think that we all should be really like trying to deal with is like some real like being with the person we're gonna be with, finding our person, and stop, like giving ourselves to people that's just gonna use and abuse us. Because the only thing that do is continue trauma, man. You know what I'm saying? The same traumas that our parents dealt with and our parents. We never like break the pattern. And I felt like me, going and get married and, leaving certain aspects of life alone that, I could break that pattern, and I did. And I just encourage other people just break that pattern. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be the baddie and be like have a bad reputation. You can be a baddie on the bag. And just like a whole bunch of brothers out here, you ain't gotta be out here in the street and having taking penitentiary chances for peanuts when you could like really go to school, take up a trade, take them 5 years while you young. You know what I'm saying? To bring more tools to the table. Like people talk about what can you bring to the table? What can a person bring to the table? If I got a whole tool belt and you don't even have a screwdriver, you don't even have a nail, you don't even have no staples, how I'm gonna build a table with you? Whether you a man or a woman. And my bad, I'll mute right there.
So
Uh,
I started making a list, and as I made the list, I realized it applies to both men and women. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything even he's saying applies to men as well, for
Right,
women to look for.
right. I just think that once we meet a person, you know what I'm saying, there should be no expectations. I think that we expect too much when we first meet a person. It's like a Christmas gift that wrapped and you don't know if you got, a transformer or a lump of coal. You don't know. It could be wrapped in a pretty gift and everything, but you gotta open it up. You gotta get to know it. You gotta know what it is. And even when you get a toy, how many toys that you got on Christmas that you only played with on Christmas Day? And we can reference that to how we actually have relationships.
You know, there are women that are independent and they have their own income, and
Mm-hmm.
then once they get married, like sometimes shortly after, sometimes a little way down the road, they decide they don't want to work anymore. They don't want to have that income responsibility anymore. Then what do you do?
Okay, what you do then, it's time, if you and that woman was partners or you and that man was partners, it's time for y'all to sit down and figure out, okay, I don't want to work no more. I love you. What we got going on is great. We done built so much wealth together. It's time for me to sit down. Okay, go ahead, do your crochet. As long as that we can have an agreement that, okay, you know what I'm saying, you could handle your expenses, and I can continue building on what we're trying to build on. You could take your break. I mean, you deserve that. You're a woman. I mean, you bore our children. Hey, you want to not work? Okay, cool. But at the end of the day, we have to have a plan to supplement where that income left. You know what I'm saying? Even if I was a millionaire, you know what I'm saying? It's still like, okay, we still have to figure out a way that we can still like continue our lifestyle and take care of our kids and take care of each other, and you still able to be at home and be a housewife. Do that
PIA,
make
what
sense?
up?
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
What up, PIA?
PIA, what up, though, sis? I had to put that Tay sleeps in the chat. Tay sleeps, y'all. But yeah, I was listening and effective communication. I mean, if both parties are willing to, work with one another, I think effective communication is one of those tools that prevents a lot of problems in relationships. If both parties are is willing to listen and understand one another, and, you have effective communication, you avoid a lot of things that maybe couples who don't have it. Um, you see most conflicts in couples because they don't know how to effectively communicate, and generally, um, they're not open to you know the different changes. I mean, just helping couples. Um, as far as coaching and relationship, one of the main things I noticed is they didn't even really know one another. They, like he said, you don't know what's in that package until you open it. And people don't take time. They just enjoy the outside, and about time they get it home, they all excited and they open it and they realize like this ain't for me. And that's what happens a lot of times in relationship. Um, People don't take the time to really get to know the person, because half of the time people don't take the time to get to know themselves. Like he said earlier, he want a woman who is either working on or done working on themselves. That was one of the points I was gonna make. If you don't know yourself, you're not qualified to be in a relationship, because this is just the reality, right? The person you with today, they gonna be different in 5 to 10 years. They gonna be different. So if you don't know them today, you ain't gonna know them then. But if you have that understanding as they evolve, you'll be open to the changes because you already know this is gonna happen. It's gonna happen to you. The things that was important to you 10 years ago, are they still important? I guarantee you, if you had a list of 10 things, do you see what was important to you? At least five of them you ain't even gonna care about no more.
I agree with that.
Hey Shay, where you at? You been quiet too long.
I was just about to hop in real quick. Shout out to you, right?
Lady Shay up here, Lady Shay Butter. What's up, mother? How you doing? That's my sister. Hey, that's my babe right there. I love Lady Shay Butter. That's my sister from another sector. How you doing, Lady Shay Butter?
Shout out to you, Nova. Hope you're doing good over there, you know. I'm saying it's been a minute. Long time. Hope everything's cool.
Yeah, everything all right. I'm muting up. Go ahead, mom.
Yeah, but to keep with the flow of this whole red flags in relationships, I wanted to throw this little question in there real quick, right? Is it possible that we can see it as a red flag while getting into relationships? The whole opposites attract thing is a model that we should be using. Could that be considered a red flag?
Are
I
you
think
asking?
I
Oh,
go
are you
ahead, bro.
are you
Uh,
asking if opposites attract is a red flag?
Yes.
I don't think it is because me and my wife, we got a lot of similarities, but we like she's an extrovert. I'm an introvert. She love people. I don't like people. Um, we both like traveling. I mean, it's a lot of things like we different. Like I'm more into like philosophy and spirituality. She more into like ghost and celebrity stuff. So
hey,
we,
hey, word, hey,
mhm.
word. Are you what's your zodiac sign? Are you an Aquarius, by the way?
I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus. Okay, that's yeah. Okay, I got you. Cause I'm an Aquarius. Okay, I feel you. I just wanted to ask that question. Go ahead, bro.
So I don't think opposites attract is a red flag. I think a lot of times being opposite just helps you complement the person more because usually where one is weak at, the other one is strong at. You know, so like what if y'all don't know how much my wife helped me sell real estate. Just being an extrovert, just talking to people, giving them my card, they calling me. They like my wife, so they want me to work for them. My first like 6 7 clients came through my wife. So um I think
Yeah, I think it's great.
yeah. But y'all rock out. I'm Taurus Nation, what up?
I don't know how to answer that question. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't. I really don't know how to answer that question because some people could say, yeah. I mean, positive and negative. That's opposite, but they're magnetic. You know what I mean? They just draw to each other. Oil, vinegar, or oil and water, same thing. But some way, shape, or form, they don't work together. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to answer that. I think that's on an individual basis, right? I don't know how that will work for me because I don't. I just my goal is to be with somebody that wants to be with me and we can work together. So I'm going to be dependent of her and she's going to be dependent of me. So if I'm off, she's going to help me get back on track. And if she's off, I'm going to help her get back on track. So I don't know how to answer that question.
Like me and my husband are opposite in a lot of things, and sometimes I wish that it wasn't that way, and then I wonder what it would be like to be with someone more like me in those certain areas and what it would be like. And then I think, oh no, it probably wouldn't work out. It
I
probably
can
wouldn't work out.
I cannot be with somebody like me. I am a smart ass. I am. I'm not gonna lie. I fucks with my wife. You think I be picking with y'all? I pick with my wife. If somebody picked with me like that, I'd be annoyed. I couldn't be with nobody like me. We'd be
Mm.
having back order wits 24/7. We'd just no, I'm straight.
Maybe if I elaborate a little bit more, it would maybe make sense. So when I say opposites attract, what I mean is, um, okay, say you have a female who likes to make money, right? And she gets with a man who just likes to spend money. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
Or you get a man who wants a family, but he gets with a woman who just wants to go out and party. Does
Right.
that make sense? So this is why I said, could opposites attract be considered a red flag, right? When you break certain things down, when people get into relationships, it usually goes in that polar opposite um direction, right? Like you get with someone you want to maybe long term, but the person that you're getting, they just want to have that fun, they just want to party, but you're so drawn into certain things that you go for it anyways. Does that make sense?
and I would have to take you back to what I mentioned earlier. I don't think you qualify man or woman to be in a relationship if you don't know yourself.
Right.
So that goes to saying like if you know you can't tolerate, right? If you tolerate a woman going out all the time because you want to sit in, you might not want to deal with a woman like that. Like you said with the money spending. If I like to make money and she like to spend it,
That
that's
ain't
gonna be
gonna
a
work.
problem for me. That's a
Right.
that's a boundary. But that's the
Right.
importance of knowing yourself, what you can. Because at the end of the day, I say this and I mean this, and I tell this to my clients. And I ask them, y'all mind if I be real and raw with y'all? Right. At the end of the day, you have to be able to tolerate your partner.
Hmm.
If you can't tolerate this person, don't deal with a person because
Right.
this person is gonna do things that uh, may not be to your liking, right?
Right.
And if that's a problem, my wife does things that other women did that piss me off.
Hmm.
But when she do it, I know it's not for malice intent. So even though it's the same thing, I know the difference between the intention. So I
Hey,
can
word.
tolerate that.
Hey, word. Just to add on to what you were saying, it's just like me and my friend girl. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes she irritate the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, damn, why you doing this or why you doing that? But at the same time, we have to understand that these people are the individual persons.
Hmm.
They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not us. So why should we expect a person to be or to think or to feel the same type of emotions, to think the same type of shit that we think or feel, any of that? It's just like when I was talking to my friend girl's son. I told him the same thing. Like, bro, at the end of the day, you got to figure out what you got to do. I could sit up and I could tell you everything that you need to know about the flower of life, but if you're not applying that shit, then it's like I'm like talking to nothing. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say, and I've been, I'm up here smoking and shit, so I might be like kind of like off my rocker a little bit. But but man, the only thing I'm saying is this, man. When it comes to relationships, at some point of time, we have to let people know what our expectations is. You know, you can be a friend, but you may want to be a friend with benefits. You might want to be a friend that want to have that conversation. You just might want to be a friend that just want to be there, be a fair weather friend. But y'all have to have that conversation and figure it out. Because what people don't seem to understand, that time wasted can't be got back. So if I'm up here wasting my time and spending my time with you, and we don't have no purpose together, why am I spending my time with you? You know, and if I'm still spending my time with you, that's my bad. That's on me. That ain't got nothing to do with you. So it's time for me. That's why I'm saying that, like, us as men, we really have to like be like, we got to figure out what we got to do for ourselves, because we got a lot of healing that we have to do. People, I mean, women talk about, it's like a lot of struggles and a lot of things that women talk about, men went through. Just like when women talk about,
I don't want to stop you, bro, but we will leave this show on the women. We gonna talk about the men tomorrow. So
all right,
I
that's
think
cool. All right, all right,
that
all right. My
yeah, I
bad.
want you to no, I want you to save that too, because what the women bring up, that might that right. I kind of know where you were going with that. That right there will be give a little clarity, maybe from some of the behaviors that women encounter in men. What you was about to say, I know what you was about to say, but
Yeah.
I think that'd be dope. Say that for tomorrow though. So put the
All right, that's
notification
what's
bell
up.
on. Yeah, because I knew where we gonna leave it on the women today.
Yeah.
That right there,
And
I think that's
and
gonna
the
give
only and the only
clarity.
thing I want and the only thing I want to say word is that, trust me, women, we men went go through the same shit y'all go through. Don't think that, you know, it's selective because y'all women. Shit, we have predators too. So, just give us a little bit of respite if we a little emotional on certain type of topics. You know what I'm saying? Just give us a little. Let us say what we gotta say, because we feel you. Because the only thing I really deal with is like our women. You know what I'm saying? Because I was born in the matriarchal family setting. So yeah, go ahead, word. My bad.
No, you good. So, Lady Shay, I would definitely have to agree with Gary. Um, I wanted to go back to that point: know thyself and know your partner. But definitely what Gary said, you have to judge it on individual basis because like I gave good examples how opposites can attract, Commander, said how her and her husband opposite and how they, function. But then you gave some great points too. And then what Gary said. So it's based on an individual basis. But I think that would be a tool, that one can use is to understand their limits, their boundaries, what they can tolerate.
Right, because a woman could be a spender, right? And the man, it's not necessarily a red flag necessarily, because if she's a spender, if she's more outgoing, she may take him to places that he would have otherwise never went to, things that he would have never enjoyed that she's spending on just because he's so frugal or conservative. And so
Right,
it
right.
may compliment him. He just doesn't know it.
You 100% right. And just like my friend girl, you know what I'm saying? Because she's younger than me, she brought a different type of zeal in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying. Just because a person ain't, it's like I said, it's all right. I hear what you're saying, ma.
I guess if it's frivolous spending, like, okay, she's spending like $10,000 on a purse and like that sort of thing, I could see where, yes, it could be a problem. But if she has her own money
Right.
and she has enough of it to spend it where she's not, because it depends, right? Is she in debt? Does she have bad credit? Is she like in the hole because of her addiction to frivolous spending?
Hey,
Right.
I gotta
Oh,
speak to my sister Tay real quick on this part because if she was here, you know what Tay would say. And shout out to Tay Eats. I know she gonna hear this part back on the replay, but she would say, "Hell, if he can, if he can afford, there's some dudes out here who can afford that. You know what I'm saying? And they
Yeah.
like spending money on women. So
Hmm.
even though they like making it, sometimes it be them dudes who make the money just to spend it on women. So yeah, I just had to throw that in because if Tay was here, she would have definitely said, "Hey, it's man out here who got it, so it don't
Right.
bother." I
Right.
just had to add that in.
Right. 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 And they don't
Tell me I'm
matter.
lying. She wouldn't say that. Tay, tell me I'm lying. I know you gonna hear this later, and
Yeah.
just don't look in the chat. I didn't put
Because
Tay.
word, check this out. Because if I had it and I saw a woman that I wanted, she would be what they call pretty woman. I
Mm-hmm.
pretty woman a chick if I had the money to it. She was attractive enough that I could spend a day with her, and just go all expensive paid. But at the end of the day, what's our purpose? If it was just that, then it would be just that. That's cool. But at the end of the day, what's the purpose? What we come together for.
And I tell you like this, I love making money, right? I ain't gonna lie to you. I enjoy making money. My wife likes spending money. I haven't told my wife, I probably can count on my one hand, how many times I told my wife no. I told her not right now. A lot of times, like, hold on. And that's because I had to go get the money. But I went and got it. She wanted something, because, she covered me on so many bases. If I ever say I wanted something or needed something, I can't talk like that around my wife because she'll go get it. So,
Oh my gosh, my husband's like that too.
mhm.
So I have to be careful what I say. Because he'll go get it. Like, he'll go purchase it right away.
Mhm. That's how my wife is. I can say I need some new socks. They be coming to Amazon tomorrow.
Yeah, he won't even tell me. I'll be like, no, I really didn't want it like that bad.
I don't want to say shit around her.
But
Like,
but do you think that's like because I done that too, you know what I'm saying? I make a suggestion and my partner would be like, next thing you know, I got it. You know what I'm saying? And what do y'all think that is? Is that trying to like feed your ego or is that like saying they love you? And I'm just playing a devil advocate here because yeah, I'm just playing devil advocate. I'm just trying to strike up a conversation.
I, in my situation, is definitely she loved me. My wife
Yeah.
don't. It's definitely that.
I think it's a
Right.
combination because she loves you and then she's also like a spender or a shopper. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's,
Do
I
you
think it's a
think that
pleasure.
do you think that when she like do certain shit she want to appreciate you as a man or she just like enabling you to just because like a lot of women and I'm just talking crap. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying that a lot of women like enable men just to sit up there and play the video game and be like Mr. Mom instead of you know really like pressing them to be like the man who they supposed to be. Is that the woman's responsibility or the man's responsibility?
It's both.
I don't want to get too far off topic though, because that's
No,
y'all.
no, I'm going back. I
It,
promise you, I'm going back. I'm gonna
okay.
go right back. But I'm gonna answer this real quick. It's both, right? Because one, she's paying attention to you, right?
Yeah,
It's, it's a pleasure for her because she heard what you said and she's fulfilling what you suggested. For
she
you
reading you.
is pleasure, and for you is a pleasure because you are being heard by the person that you're in the relationship with because she fulfilled what she heard and did what she did with no questions asked. So it's a pleasure
Right.
always around. Now to go back to what Lady Shay was saying in the beginning, one is about preference, right? So if a woman likes to make money and she's willing to allow that man to spend money, that's her preference. So that's not even an opposite. That's
Right.
just somebody that's a preference, right? Now the second one, that's not that they're not even compatible. The only
Right.
way they're compatible is if you out there or if somebody's benefiting from that party scene, like if he's going out there to see other women or vice versa. So that's not compatible. So
Yeah.
that's not even where opposites will attract. That's just a preference. So I don't think that will be labeled in that area.
I think
but
that is oh go ahead, mom, my bad. Go ahead.
is that a red flag if a woman's not paying attention, right? If you're dating a woman and she's not paying attention to the things you say you like or where you like to eat, and she's totally not even clued in on that, is that a red flag?
Mm.
For me, yeah,
No,
that's not a
no,
real.
no,
Uh, oh,
Gary, you're a mess.
no,
that was a
no.
great
I'm not a
question.
mess.
Yes,
I'm
you
not a mess.
are.
Listen, No, because he's benefiting. So why would he? That's not a red flag for somebody that's benefiting from that. That's a green
No,
flag. Go.
no, no. She asking if a woman is not paying attention to you. Basically, am I right, Commander?
Right.
If a woman is not like observant
Engaged.
of your likes, your needs, uh, is that a
Yeah,
red
like if if you already said it like so many times that you don't like the color red, and then on your birthday she gives you red, it's like, girl,
Right.
you're not even paying attention. Like you don't even care what he wants. You just bought the red shirt because that's what you
About.
like to see on him or
I've
No,
whatever
been
that's
you
a,
there.
like.
no,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
white
a
flag.
red
Then.
flag, definitely.
That's a white flag because he about to surrender. I'm not
Yeah.
doing this. You just gonna keep buying something that I don't like, and you already understand what it is. That's a white flag. It's not even red.
I
It's white.
think
I'm
that I
surrendering.
think I think that when a red flag, when we say red flags, that's something that we should identify immediately. I don't think
Mhm.
that we know shit like things that could be red flags. Just like my man said, that's a white flag. A white flag is surrender. Why would you surrender? There's no surrender in this game of life. Why would you sit up there and surrender? You gotta use
Surrender
to.
dealing with her.
What
If a
about okay? So this what I'm
I'm
saying.
surrendering
This is
with her.
all right. So you gonna surrender to her when she done surrender to whoever the fuck else?
We already know Gary's a simp, so I don't know if we should
No, it's not. It's
take
not
it
no
as.
slight.
no,
No, what I'm
That
trying to get. No, no. What I'm trying to get this brother to understand is that it's not that men are the prize. Is that we have to make ourselves the prize. We have to build our own iron throne. We have to do what we have to do as men. It don't matter what another nigga got. It's about what you got. You can
no,
sit
but
up.
So
you missing the question though. The question was, is it a red flag if a woman is not paying attention to you
yeah, on your birthday she takes you out to eat to the restaurant that you've
and you
already said
allergic
you don't like.
because you're allergic to the food and you might die if you walk in and smell it?
It
That
all.
shit happened to me.
Okay, okay. I got you. I got you. It
That
all
happened to me.
depends. It, it all depends whether it was a surprise birthday party or some shit, or that y'all had a conversation that y'all was going out to eat. And it goes back into a situation I had when it was a surprise birthday party and they had something that I was allergic to, some strawberry, chocolate covered strawberries. I didn't know I was allergic to them, but I was allergic to them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's like it's a
That's
communication
different though.
aspect.
That's different.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
looking
I
at
didn't
the what
know.
and not the why. Like we looking at why this happened versus what happened. It happened because she wasn't paying attention that you
Yeah.
allergic, you know what I'm saying? So if a person for me, it's easy to identify the what's, but if you really want to observe, start looking and understanding the why things happen versus what
Yeah.
actually happened. Because once you get to why, you'll get a better understanding. If I'm telling you I don't like the color blue and you constantly buy me the color blue, the reason you keep buying it is because you're not listening to me. So if you're not listening to me in what I like far as colors, what else aren't you not listening to me in? And
Okay,
then
so
I take that even deeper. Why aren't you not listening to me? Do I not matter enough to listen to? You can go deeper with that why. Once you understand one thing, it'll unfold the story.
Facts. And then if she tells you you're ungrateful because of what clothes, then that's worse. If she gets mad because you finally said something about the blue shirts, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then she's like, "You're ungrateful." That's worse. That's a
Commander, let me
red
tell you this.
flags.
Let me tell you the story real quick. I went on 2 dates with this girl, and both times I was telling her I'm allergic to shellfish. Um, and it was my birthday that came up, and she was like, "I want to surprise you. I'm gonna pick you up." I'm like, "Cool, pick me up." We pulled him back at a place, and this is like a strip of buildings, right? It's a nice little area with a strip of buildings. So she was like, "I want you to close your eyes." When the doors open, when she walked me through the doors, I'm anaphylactic when I get around shellfish. I can't even smell it without having Benadryl in my system. My airway is closed. Soon as I hit the door, I had an allergic reaction, and I'm looking like, you trying to kill me? I didn't know you was allergic to shell. I told you twice. The first date we went on, you ate shellfish before you came, and like she tried to kiss. I smelt it on her breath. Like I smelt the seafood, and I asked her. I said, "Did you eat shrimp?" She said, "Yeah." And I'm looking like, "Oh hell no!" Now I'm like, "I'm allergic to it." She like, "Oh, for real?"
Did she get upset? Like
Yeah, she got
for the
upset.
restaurant?
Yeah,
See? Red
she got
flag.
upset. It told me I was ungrateful. That's why when you said that, I'm like, "You want me to go in here and die? Like, what you want me to do?" Hey, man, that was like, yeah, that was horrible. I'm like, damn, I'm like, oh, and I kept my EpiPen with me. I literally had to I felt my airway closing up.
See, imagine marrying someone like that.
Put
Don't
in
do it.
cornflakes or something. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that better be under a contract. That's the only way that marriage could even last. If you ain't paying attention, that don't even work. I'm just
That's a
saying.
fire. We'll call that a fire flag.
And so, real quick before anyone else jumps in, gratitude to everyone. I'll answer your question, Commander, and say yes, absolutely. Not paying attention, especially to things, certain little particular things. Yeah, that's a red flag. Somebody. Am I echoing?
No, but I think that's you. You had to go on mute while she talking. Go ahead, Lady Shay.
Okay, real quick.
Oh, you unmuted, Noble. All right, you're good.
Okay, gratitude, real quick, yeah. Um,
It happened
so,
again. There it is.
so, would it be a red flag or considered a red flag if, say, someone that you're seeing, dating, um, doesn't put the expectation of a relationship on you?
They they don't put the expectation of a relationship.
Right. They don't give no expectations of relationship. So say that you're like getting to know this person, you're going on dates with this person, then eventually you
Hmm.
start living with this person, but there's no expectation of a relationship. You're just more so going with the flow, if that makes
Oh
sense. So
no,
no
why are you moving
titles.
in with him? Mm-mm.
That goes back to why would you buy the cow if you getting the milk for free? You know,
Unless both parties don't want to a relationship, I guess, or to put a label on it.
but it
Wait, I'm
from
confused.
the way. Oh, go ahead, Gary. My bad, brother.
But that's not
So
what we're
is it
talking
a
about. We're talking about what are we talking about? Marriage? Word?
expectation? She said I think the question was, what is it a red flag if there's no if there's no expectation going into the relationship? Am I wrong in assessing that, or did I hear it wrong?
No, you got it right. Shout out to you, Gary.
Like you're saying, like if the guy is looking for a wife, right, and the girl has no expectation, she's not putting. Are we talking? Because right now we're talking about men, right? Looking at red flags in women. So if the woman's not having any expectation of actually committing or bringing that up, is it a red flag?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, yes. I'm
But
gonna
what if
say
moving
yes, and
in?
I'm
Sorry,
gonna
go
say
ahead,
yes
Gary.
for this reason and this reason alone, right? Because I believe that expectations in dating, it turns into dependency as the relationship grows. So if there's no expectation, you can't possibly be in a relationship because you're not going to be dependent of the expectations that you're expecting in the first place. So that is a red flag for me. And for most women, if they become dependent on that expectation, well, I know he'll be home at 5 so I can cook for him. Or if she's working, I know she's coming home, so I better cook for her by 5 o'clock or whatever time she's coming home. If that expectation is not even being met, even if we're dating, or she's coming over to visit, so how could I depend on that when we're in the relationship together? So that has to be a red flag for me. I don't know about everybody else.
Yeah, I just thought of a real life scenario that happened where the guy had the expectation, right? He wanted to marry this girl, he wants to have kids, and she was always kind of dodging those conversations, but yet they moved in together because I think she wanted to save money on rent, is what happened. And so all along, he had this expectation that they're building, they're getting to know each other, right? They're living. And then he ended up like, she ended up ditching him. She just left him high and dry. And once she was like ready
Right.
and
Like
she finished
false
college,
promising.
yeah, she finished college and she was outie and he was broken.
That's because he went in there. She went in there with a dependency with no expectation. It's a difference. I know he gonna take care of that. So I'm not expecting nothing in return. I'm gonna save this money and I'm out. See what I mean? There's a difference. Now he probably was look, we're gonna live together, we're gonna grow together. Now he depending on us growing together, and we're gonna do this, that, the third. Now he heartbroken because he depended on that expectation to elevate into dependency, and it didn't go his way. It's a difference.
And I'm gonna just say it sounds like a simp. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But that's messed up,
That's
man.
true.
I
No, but
mean,
that's
but
true too, though, because he ain't paying attention. If we just had this conversation for the females. He ain't paying attention. You ain't looking at no flags. There ain't no color flags flying in your way. Red, orange, purple. You don't see no flags. She ain't showing you she's trying to stay with you for the long haul or anything. So yes, that is a simp move. But he only got to blame himself.
I'm gonna
And you
tell
know,
you. I'm gonna tell you a story when I simped. I really did simp, right? So it was this chick. She was older, right? So I'm like 17. She like 26, and I really like her, right? So, um, I thought I was grown. She used to let me stay the night over her house. At the time, I was hustling, so I had money in my pocket, and we was just having fun, right? It really wasn't no. We didn't sit down and say we together, but when she said, "Well, why don't you?" She was like, you can just stay here when you want. You can leave your clothes. You can leave some clothes here. So I'm like, bet. And like a couple weeks later, she was like, "Man, I ain't get all my rent money." So for like, I paid her rent, and then I paid it for like 3 months, right? So in my head, we in a relationship, right? In my head, we in a relationship. So one day I call her, and I hear all this music, and she was at a club, and then my boy called me like, "Man, your girl here with another dude." So I go to the club. She was like, "Oh, we ain't together. You can get your stuff out the house too." And she was like, "We was just having fun," and it was like I had to swallow that because
she
like
wanted
at
you to
first
get your stuff out of the house that you're paying for.
that I paid her rent for 3 months, but she was right. I couldn't. It was like because. She was like, I never said we together. We just having fun. Like I'm gonna go out and have fun and do my thing. She said, but if you want to, I'll be home. And I'm like, or you can get your stuff and get out. I went and got my stuff and got out. Like, no, I'm straight. But I
Mm,
couldn't get upset and mad because I did that to myself. Like Gary
yeah,
said, I
your
did it to
fault.
myself. So I couldn't be mad at her. I couldn't be mad because we never said, hey, we together.
You lost 3 months worth of rent because you didn't ask
Hmm.
the question before.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't ask the
So,
right questions.
and then I'm thinking I'm a pimp because I'm messing around with an older woman. Like, man, I done got, man, yeah,
You done got had.
a couple times by older women. Y'all women got some game, but I see
They do
why.
got game.
But
They do.
it's like this. Well, that's a whole nother conversation. But women do
Yeah.
groom men just like men groom women, because I believe I was groomed. I'm not even gonna hold you up. I'm being 100% honest. Like I didn't, and I'm being honest with you. I didn't realize that until I was like in my 30s, like early 30s, probably like 32, and I'm looking like I never looked at it like that. But then when I went back and I'm like, hold on, man. Like, and I'm adding things up and I'm like, damn. Like, yeah, they got me.
That's why
Let's
these
see.
conversations are good to have, because people can learn from other people's experiences.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lady Shay. Sorry.
No, just real quick, I was just gonna say this is kind of why I was shooting for and let me use word self sufficiency because I remember been there, right? Get into situations and circumstances and without proper communication you could just wind up paying for things that hey, we should be paying for ourselves, right? And then the next thing you know, it's like, well, since I'm paying for stuff and since my clothes are over here, since you're taking me to work in your car, yeah, we might as well get in a relationship, even though, hey, do we really want to be in a relationship or are we not just comfortable with what we get from each other, if that makes sense? So, yeah, sometimes independent, as I like to say it, or as Word would like to call it, self sufficiency is always needed.
I knew that was gonna come back in here somewhere. I knew it. It's all words fault. It's always word fault. Word want a word play with the whole thing, and now look, we're back here again. It's the same thing. I'm just saying.
It's not. You want to look it up?
Nope, I don't want to look it up. You word playing, just like,
Like
just like
I'm
for
a,
you, just like for you. Change and improving means the same, right?
no, I never said that because change has
No,
no end. Improvement just goes. Improvement is one way. Change can go either way.
so what's the difference between self-sufficient and independent?
Independent is alone. Self-sufficient means you can strive alone.
What's the key word?
Alone.
Okay, then same thing.
It's not
Hey,
because
How
shout
could
out
just
to you,
because.
yourself?
Gary.
And this is the key
How?
too.
Wait a
Because
minute. Hold on a minute.
well, I'm gonna
Wait a
say
minute.
this,
I gotta ask a
but
question.
I'm gonna say
Go ahead.
this.
Go ahead. Go
Thrive.
ahead.
Thrive. I misspoke. Thrive. Because even independently, is no thriving in that. It can be either way. You can be independent and do good or independent and do bad. But when you're self-efficient or self-sufficient, you're and you can independently thrive. You can thrive alone. But you also are not independent from anyone else.
Huh? You're
It's
doing
like
it by
this.
yourself.
If your car takes 87 and you put 89 in it, right? You can drive on that 89, but the car take 87. So
Okay.
you're using gas that you don't need, but you can still drive with it. So that's how we use these words. We can superimpose a word, or we can just use the word for the meaning that it is meant for. So people use words that mean similar things, but it's not the same. There's a lot of most synonyms. Words have synonyms. They don't have accurate descriptions, meaning words are similar, but they're similar does not mean same. So independent and self-efficient, they're similar words, but they're not the same. Independent means stand alone. Self-efficient means you can take care or thrive on your own. It's not necessarily you're alone. It's just you can thrive or strive on your own. But independent means you're separate from everything. You see what I'm saying?
So, real
No.
quick, just so y'all can go back and forth, right? Would it give a good example? Gary, stop. Would it be a good example to use a baby as independent?
Say what?
No.
Okay.
No, because
See, I'm not
a
messing
baby
with you,
will.
Gary. Just hush.
No, I'm saying because you can't because a baby has to be dependent. There's no way in the world a baby can be independent, right? So that's like a teenager. What you call that thing when you sign your rights over that you're an adult? I can't get that word right now. They sign their rights and say that they're grown. Are they independent or they self-sufficient?
But word just said that independent meant to stand alone.
That's why I'm asking the question. I'm asking him the question.
Oh, hold on, my bad. I'm sitting up here looking up stuff.
Here you go. He
No,
tried to be worse.
Emancipation, I think is the word. What word you're looking
That's it. That's it. No, not the Emancipation Proclamation. Emancipate. They emancipate. They saying they can do
Emancipation.
things on their own. So are they self-efficient or are they independent?
it depends on the individual. Can they do it on their own? Because now, if they can thrive or strive, okay. So hold on, here we go. Right here, let me pull this up for y'all.
Oh, but really quick, while you're pulling that up, right? Who is really independent? Because when we think about it, right, don't we all depend on somebody in one way, shape, or form for everything that we do? But y'all got it.
I guess. I mean, I depend on the water company to buy
Now, do
water
you
from, I
understand
guess.
why I'm telling y'all misusing this word? People in general are not. You can't really be independent from anything, but we use this term when we refer to actions and things we do. So just just tickle my fancy real quick, right? So we're gonna look at independent.
Look at tickle his fancy. Yeah, this
So
guy.
independent, free from outside control, not depending on on another's authority, not depending on another for livelihood or substance, right? So that's the definition for independent. So let's go over to self-efficiency, right? Why didn't this pull up the okay? Self-efficiency is an individual's belief in their capacity to act in ways necessary to reach a specific goal. It refers to a person's confidence in their ability to complete a task or achieve a goal developed by, okay, so that's the definition, right?
I need you to finish
Uh-oh.
reading. Finish
Oh no,
reading.
it's just
No,
saying
no, no.
developed by
I need you to finish reading.
Albert Bandura. Self-efficiency can influence whether we actually succeed at a task.
That
The
didn't
whole
even make
thing
no sense.
being the key word saying you're
Do you one
someone
is
being confident that they can do stuff on their own doesn't mean that they necessarily can.
Exactly.
Because I've seen people try to move out of their parents' house because they think they can do it and go
that's
out on their own and then
independent.
they can't.
So what self-efficiency is you knowing that you can take care of yourself. You believe you have the capacity to reach the specific goals that you desire. That's all it means. It has nothing to do with being alone. It's just saying you can achieve what you
But
need to
remember,
achieve.
believing and knowing are two different things.
You said what?
Believing and knowing are two different things.
Is it self-sufficient or self-efficient with an E?
Itself, they two similar words, separate words. I'm looking at self-efficiency.
All right, give me a minute. I'm doing what you're doing now. We can play this game
That's
together. Let's go.
that's the action. Now we can look up self-sufficient.
I'm at self-sufficient right now. It says independence and self-sufficiency are related concepts that involve being able to take care of oneself without outside help. That's independence and self-sufficiency. That's what it says. In conclusion, while self-sufficiency and independence share some similarities, they are not the same thing. This is why people always have these problems. Self-sufficiency refers to the ability to provide for oneself, while independence refers to the ability to make
Shout
decisions
out to
and
you,
act
Gary.
without the influence of others. Now, they just gave two different definitions. So which one do you believe?
They didn't give two definitions. It's exactly what I said. One
They
is
put
you're
words together.
relying on yourself.
Wait. You didn't hear what I just said? Independence
What?
and self-sufficiency are related concepts that involve being to take care of oneself without outside help. That's the same thing.
No, it's related. Like I said, things are similar.
but
Keep
not the
reading.
same.
Read the second part you
It,
said.
Yeah, you
Now read
you
the
already
I
read
second
just
it.
part.
said that. I did. I said they just gave two different definitions. Which one are we believing?
But it said they're two different things, even though they're similar or whatever. But
And
they're two different things.
this is this is what I say. People superimpose words. We use words for the wrong concept. This is the whole point I'm making. When you talk about self-efficient, you're talking about one's ability to complete a task on their own versus independent, where you have no outside influence. Even in the definition of self-sufficient, it's just saying that you can do it on your own. It's not saying nothing about anyone influencing or not influencing. Meaning,
You could
you
fail at being. Can you fail at being independent?
can you fail at being independent? Yes.
Yes. Does that mean you did that? You didn't do it. That you thought you didn't do it by yourself?
Huh? You
Huh?
said, can you fail at
If
being
you failed
independent?
at being an independent, does that mean you failed that you can do it by yourself?
That I feel or I failed at doing it by
If you
myself.
failed at being independent, if you failed at being independent, does that mean you did not think you could do it by yourself?
No, they ain't got nothing to do
No,
with thinking.
So what's the
you can
difference?
fail.
If you fail at being independent, what's the
Read,
difference if you
read,
because you knew you could do it by yourself and you failed? So what
read
does
the
that mean? I
second.
wasn't independent. I was trying to be self-sufficient. Is that where we going?
No, 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 no. It's two separate things. Read it again. Read that second part again.
You keep telling me read the second part. I read the first part. You're not speaking on the first part. What happened to the first
The
part?
first part was the definition. The second part was the
No,
comprehension
no,
of
no,
it.
no, 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 no. The second part was the comprehension. The
That's what I
the
just said.
first part was the first part was the that
The
it's not
definition.
different. It's saying it's
It's
not different.
related.
It's
It's,
related. Okay, if it's
it's
related,
similar.
is there similarities?
Similarity does not mean same. Similarities have
What is
variables that
what is
keep them
so?
different,
What
that
does similar
separate
mean? What does similar mean?
almost the same, but not the same.
Like me and my
Similar means
sister are
almost the
similar, but we're
same.
not the same.
Oh
Well,
my God!
let's look up similar. Is I'm gonna look it up.
You
Oh,
look it up.
maybe
Is
we should look at the date. That kind of helps in debates. When did the word first come up? So we're seeing that they're similar or relatable, right? Which word came first, self-sufficient or self-efficient?
I don't even know. I'm about to give up.
My head hurts.
Resembling without being identical.
so it's not the
What
same.
does that mean? Huh?
Resembling but not identical.
So
The
hold on, hold
same
on, hold on, hold on.
same is
So hold
replicable.
on.
Same
So
is
so so
replicable.
so I so you can have fraternal twins and not identical twins. They're not the same,
They're not the same.
but they're twins.
No, twins don't mean they're not the same. Twins aren't the same. Twins
Don't
have
use that.
different, even fraternal twins, they don't have the same fingerprint. So they can't be the same. They have different personalities a lot of times. They're not the same. They're similar.
So what's the
Can I
true
tell you what I
classification for
heard?
that? What
Similar
you
does
heard?
not mean same.
Can I tell you what I heard? I heard that being independent means that you're not dependent on any outside influence, and if you're married, you there is some influence from your
Let's
spouse.
go. Let's go,
That's what
Commander.
word is trying to say. Like you are influenced in some way in your marriage.
We're not
So you
disputing
can't
that.
so you can't be independent because independent means you're not dependent on any outside influence.
Outside influences. You
That's
stand alone. You see what you literally stand alone when you're
We
in.
under, we wasn't we you, he was speaking from the marriage standpoint, and Lady Shay was asking from the relationship standpoint.
well, what's a marriage? It's a relationship.
No, it's not. It is the
Well,
highest form of a relationship. It's the
well,
highest. It's a
Yeah,
similarity
yeah,
then.
I was about to,
It's
It's a similarity.
relatable.
no. Look, marriage is a form of relationship. It's different forms of relationships.
What
A
I was thinking
It's
of,
relationship is a contract between two people. Well, not a physical, is an agreeable contract that we're going to do something together. Business, relationship, friendship. You're agreeing to come together. That's a so it's different forms of relationship. So a marriage is a form of relationship.
it's the highest
with
form of a relationship. That's what I just said.
But you told her it wasn't a relationship. Come on, Commander. Hey.
okay, in a relation in a relationship or in a marriage, right? I I was trying to make a point that I could be dependent and independent only because if I have my own business, that's not like my husband has no say so in my business. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't. I do my thing. It's my business. What I buy, what choices I make in my business are mine. So I feel like in that sense, I'm independent in that aspect. But I'm also in a marriage,
Right,
and
that
we
was the
have
same thing that I was saying. Go ahead,
yeah,
Commander.
what Lady Shay was saying, right? We have separate accounts. We pay separate bill. We know which bills each one of us pay, what each one of us are doing. So we're dependent. We're in a marriage, but we also have things that are independent of each other.
Go ahead, word. Oh, word. Where you go? Come back.
Oh well, since Way is gone, you go ahead, girl. You can take it. You got it.
No, I can't take it because this is. I'm waiting for him to say that's not possible. I'm waiting for him to say that.
The example that Lady Shay used was probably a little extreme for word because she said separate households, like each has a separate household or whatever. And I think that took it to another level.
But even before she said that, he said it was impossible. She went there to show an example, but she been saying that since the beginning of the conversation. That's why I'm waiting for him to rebut what y'all just said.
Right.
Because all I was asking in the beginning was questions.
In the meantime, like I was saying, Gary, you can answer. So, how do you feel about it?
I don't I don't I don't know how to answer that either. Because how could you be because how could you be independent of something? For example, right? She says she can go out there and spend whatever she wants to spend, but that is dependent on what's in the account. What I can't. Well, I don't know how their household runs. I'm not saying that she's a stay-at-home wife, but if she is a stay-home wife, it has to be dependent of what the income is coming into the house is. Does that make any sense?
No.
Okay.
Unless Word
There
is
you go.
back real quick, and I'll let Word answer. But if not, I got another question for you, Gary.
You can ask it. Go ahead. He ain't here. He up there drinking coffee somewhere.
I mean, a French fry.
Word, you heard nothing that they did. So you just went through all of that. And they hear nothing nobody said. We wait for your answer, and you just eating a
My
French
bad.
fry.
I thought Commander was holding it down. I just wouldn't get man. Look, go ahead,
Commander
Commander.
said a whole thing that listen. So what did you hear? She did hold it down. What did you hear?
I ain't heard nothing. I was getting some French fries.
Okay, do you want me to
That's what
repeat
I'm
it?
trying.
If you don't
Go
mind,
ahead,
Commander, I
please,
apologize
Commander.
because
Repeat.
I thought you was
No, because
rebuttaling. The reason I jumped up because I thought you were rebuttaling what Gary said. I
I
apologize. I didn't
did.
huh?
know you was answering me a question. I thought she was
No, no, no,
rebuttaling what you
no,
said.
no. She was saying what Lady Shay was saying. It wasn't
Okay, I'm gonna
rebutting
repeat
me.
it. I'm gonna repeat it. Okay, the definition of being independent means that you're not dependent on any outside influence. And what I said is I'm in a marriage where my income independently, like my business, my husband has no say so in my business. That's independent. The income I bring in, what I spend on it, it's independent. Even though I'm in a marriage, we have separate bank accounts. There's bills that we pay together, or like he pays some bills, I pay some bills. We already know what each of us is paying, and then there's things that we obviously it's not all always separate, but the business wise is independent. He has no say so. He don't even care. He doesn't get involved. What I do, my money, what I buy, what I spend on, like, so is that, I feel like you could still have some independence, like be independent and still be in
Now,
a marriage.
now think about this. Did y'all have that discussion how that was gonna be?
No, we really didn't. It just worked out that way.
That's independent then. If he had no type of influence, if you didn't have no discussion, but it's an agreement. I mean, if later on down the road he something is a problem with that, then how would you feel? Like if his feelings change, like he wants to be a part of it, or he wants to allocate this much to, how would you feel about that?
No, no. Like if he wants to get involved in my business,
Mm-hmm.
no, because I like to keep it separate for a reason. Like if he's like, I want to do this and that with the business or what, no.
It kind of sounds like y'all
Shout
have
out
an
to you,
unspoken
Commander.
agreement. It kind of sounds like y'all have an unspoken understanding.
Like,
Did
he
you have
has
it?
his job, his income, which is, in a way, yes, it's our money. Obviously, it's our money, but I don't get involved in telling him what he needs to do with his work.
I mean, ultimately, if you think about it like this, what you're saying is like I can't determine when my wife work or when she don't. I can't determine if she like we have a conversation if she want to change a job, but she just do that. If she want to change, she go do like that occupation. But the money that comes in, I don't ever ask my wife. I don't know. Maybe that's a man thing because I pay bills and I don't even ask what she take care of a couple bills that she got. Um, but I don't never ask about her money. She spend my money though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
ladies,
I
is it
don't, yeah.
safe? I'm going to ask this question one more time, and I'm going to ask the ladies this. So, ladies, is it safe to say that dependency and independence can coexist in a relationship?
I think so.
I would agree.
But let me ask you this: are we talking like what? I think we should define what aspect of the relationship because that's too broad of a question. It's different because like right now, what she's talking about is a business, like finances, which is a major part about a relationship. But um, what about if we was talking about emotional? Is it okay for your man to be independent emotionally from you in a relationship?
Well, they
Can
To
you
have
a
to be.
coexist
point.
with that?
Boy,
They have to be.
you be going down that rabbit hole. Woo, woo.
Well, I mean, we talking about. I mean, because it's broad. So I'm really trying to understand because what if your husband don't want to have an emotional connection with you? What if he want emotions to be independent from the relationship? Are you okay with that?
No, that ain't gonna work. I mean, I think independently, like each person should have their things they do independently because they can't rely on you for everything. But yeah, of course you should have emotional. Then that's not a marriage, right? If there's no emotional, nothing. Like,
I'll say it like this real quick, just for the ladies aspect of it, and for me personally. If he chooses to be non-emotional, that's fine.
are we talking about emotion like as intimacy or like I don't get.
Emotion, like can you be with a man who's emotionless? Like he don't.
As long as he's not mean.
I personally think if a man is not emotional with a female, she will kind of lean towards other men who are I think all females need that emotional connection with men.
I think men do too.
Yeah, we do. Well, I honestly, I don't know. Maybe I was just fucked up at that time, but it was a time I didn't really care about. Like,
Well, can I say this? What do you really mean by emotions, right? Like, can we get a little bit more tap into, because emotion is kind of broad, right?
Like men want to feel appreciated. That's an emotion, is it not?
that's a good question. I think that's
Well, what do you think then, Master Splinter? What do you think?
I mean, appreciation is similar to gratitude. So, um, I think is more of is a feeling. But like, if you look at the emotional spectrum, appreciation ain't there, but it is an expression. So I think it falls more in the category of feeling versus emotion. But an emotion is a feeling is a form of emotion. So I would have to say yes.
Right, and I think men sometimes need, like, okay, like Gary likes sports. You know, he may that may maybe his wife doesn't is not into the sports, so that's a part of something that someone else has to fill, like his guy friends or girlfriends who are into sports. There's different aspects, I feel like, to
Nope. If I get
emotion.
when that time comes, I can sit right in the house. Just give me my man cave, and I'll be fine.
Yeah, that too. If yeah.
Let me say this real quick, especially on the red flag tip, because then I'm gonna have to slide on out. You know how I do, and I'm gonna be extra cute with it, right? So, um, just to throw it out there, I say on both sides just to be cute. I think we're still doing the women, but hey, why not, right? If a guy is going to be non-emotional, I hope he knows that that includes the physical aspect of the relationship. So, when it comes to physicals, no emotions, just straight to it. Can you deal with that?
I can deal with it.
Can Word deal with that?
No kissing and hugging.
I did before. I used to live my life like that. Well, babe,
Ouch.
thank you, man. Have a nice day.
Mrs. Word, I don't know how you deal with this, Mrs. Word. I'm just saying, I don't even know. Bless her heart.
I think it depends on the person, because some women want like this romantic thing going on in the bedroom, like out of a movie. Do you know what I'm saying? That oftentimes does not exist. They want like 4-hour sessions with like candles and flowers and
Well, guys want that too with these weirdo little scenes that they be seeing in their extracurricular videos. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna slide out. Shout out to you, Ray. You already know gratitude. So allow me up. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hope y'all enjoyed. Gary, Commander, peace. You already know gratitude.
much love, Lady Shay.
Much love,
Thank you,
sis.
ladies.
Oh, and Gary, yeah, I didn't get to those questions, say, so I'm gonna have to set up some type of time that we get those questions going, because you know you ain't sliding away, and you're not getting nowhere, and you always a mess, sir. You always a mess. But I digress. Peace, y'all.
Did you notice the word he gave us back the question?
I
Right?
hope.
He didn't answer it. He
Who?
just gave it back to us. If we think that it could be independent, dependent in the marriage, right? He just gave it back to us. The question.
Are you talking about Master Splinter up there?
You.
I per-
I,
I personally,
I ain't gonna say that. Go ahead.
I say this: if it does exist, it leaves the possibility to have adverse effects.
But I'm gonna ask this serious question because I'm gonna ask what I'm gonna ask what PIA said. I really didn't know the difference. What's the difference between a feeling and an emotion?
Emotion. When you think of emotion, think of energy and motion. That has to do with the body. So the emotions will be like felt as sensations through the body. Feelings are more conscious. It has to do with more mental, how we think. That's how we express those. So we get sensations in our body, like when we angry and mad. It's different. Your body feel different. You release different chemicals, but that emotion turns into a mental. Once you feel it in the body, you begin to think. That's why I said those. It becomes the body, just same how we go body, mind, and then you physically express it through feelings. Feelings are our thoughts that's physically expressed, when the emotions are what we feel, like the internal sensations that we feel. That makes sense.
Yeah. Welcome, Craig Durbin. Right.
Craig in the building. What up, Craig? I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. What up?
What up,
So
Craig?
Craig just input said feeling is input. Emotions are a response. Do you agree with that word?
If you talk about input far as conscious, if we talking about the conscious, the input, and then emotion is the sensation or response in the body. I mean, I can put it like that, but I wouldn't say the emotion is. It depends how you're using the word response.
I
Yeah, it depends
I
how you
don't.
use the word response. Hold on, I can look it up real quick.
I'm just saying. I was just reading what he said, and I'm just doing that. But shout out to Lady Shay with all her questions and wisdom, and add to the conversation. That's what we definitely like when we get on these panels. We like that, the questions and the the input, so we can go ahead and dig deeper into a situation, or in this case, a topic, to where it allows us to have a conversation. And
So
instead of it being a 5 minute conversation, it'll be a little longer. Good work.
here we go again, Gary. Emotions and feelings are related. Emotions. Hold on. Whoever clicked in, stay right there. Let me just read this, and then I'll be right back over there. Emotions originate as sensations in the body and are primal, immediate reactions. So that's like when he was talking about like response. Feelings stem from how we consciously interpret those emotions. That's why I was saying like the feelings are how we consciously express, or how we consciously, if you want to say, compute the emotion. If that, I don't know if any of that makes sense to y'all, but oh, did somebody pop up and pop down? I heard it pop, but I was on the other page reading it. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I think Commander's back up. Yeah, you good. I was on mute. I think that's Commander.
Okay, she back up there.
Well, I've been here the whole time, I think.
Yeah, she been there for a second. So, see, now this we do. So, is it okay to say that related and similar is not the same? Do we
Yes.
do understand that? Are we agreeing to that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah. Related. That's why. Hold on. Let me show you this. So they actually have an emotional chart, and then they have a feeling chart. Like, so when they talk about there is an emotional. I was supposed to do a show on this, and I was supposed to do a show on a lot of stuff, man. I just been I do too much at one time. I told you I'm about to start selling ideas, man.
So there's
Look
a
at this guy.
spectrum to emotions,
You said what?
right? There's a spectrum.
Yeah,
There's a chart.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a chart.
The spectrum to everything.
Because I'm emotional, but also I've been told that I'm cold.
So we going back to grade school. Okay, no, that's not what I want.
But maybe I'm cold because of the emotions.
This is not what I want either, but
I love Lady Shay. She's too much.
What'd she say?
She said, "Are emotional traits a red flag?"
Ooh, like someone that's too emotional. Like sometimes there's girls that cry too much about everything. Like that.
I don't. I'm just reading what he
Like if a
said.
girl's always crying for everything, is that a red flag for a man?
Hell yeah. I'm
Ooh,
just so
she ain't
emotion.
qualified.
Happy,
They
afraid,
say
guilty,
stop.
excited, sorry, jealous, sad, proud, tired, angry, bored, love, hopeful, shy, surprised, embarrassed. Those are all your emotions. But some of those
So
leak into feelings. Some of those will leak into feelings.
what is this? Emotions and feelings.
I thought there was a chart like low emotion, high emotion.
I was looking for
Low
that.
feelings, high feelings, medium
Oh,
feelings.
Yeah.
I
Some
think
people are
that's.
more emotional than others, or sensitive, I guess you could
Oh, I
say
think
too.
I found it. So check this out.
For 12.89.
So this is not it. I got it on my. I know I got it on my phone because I was about to do a show on it. But I have a emotional spectrum chart, and it tells you what feelings come out those emotions, and there's levels to it, right? This is like a watered down version, but I'll share this. So, like if you look at angry, right? What comes out of anger is irate, frustrated, mad, critical, hurt, hostile, furious, offended, annoyed. Anxious. What comes out of anxious? Scared, worried, afraid, stressed, shocked, ashamed, insecure, reject, uneasy. What comes out of sad? Gloomy, hopeless, guilty, hurt, hopeless, miserable, drained, bored, tired. Confident. What comes out of confidence? Brave, powerful, inspired, curious, strong, creative, important, energy, hopeful. What comes out of happy? Joyful, love, optimistic, energetic, value, cheerful, connected, excited, interest. What comes out of being content? Calm, secure, safe, discerning, balanced, reflectiveness, grateful, trusting, reaction. So those are all the things, the feelings that comes out of those emotions. But it's actually like two more, I think.
But wait a minute. I got a question. Why is excitement not in anxious category?
Huh?
Why is excitement? Let me just make sure I'm looking at this right. Why
Anxious
they
is
only have?
mm-mm.
Uh huh.
So anxious is not a good feeling. It's not a positive feeling. Being anxious is not positive.
Oh, so there's no duality in anxiousness.
And you can create
You can't.
duality
Right. So why is that not there?
because that's not the I don't want to say
Like I could be anxious. For example, I am anxious. I'm going to the park. Is that a negative entity?
yeah,
Or
why you
like
anxious? The
you're
chemicals when you're anxious, the chemicals that release from your body is fight or flight. Those chemicals only release usually when you in danger. So how's that? Why would you be anxious of going to the park?
So you
if you're
saying there's no type
excited.
of good anxiety
You,
Well,
s-
because when you have anxiety and you get excited, that's called good anxiety.
I guess you could be both. Just you could be both.
no, no.
That's what
Look,
I
look.
think.
If you're excited to meet or to see someone and they're arriving at the airport, you're excited to see them, but you're also anxious, right?
You wouldn't be
I'm
anxious.
anxious.
You,
You just
wouldn't you?
excited?
Wouldn't you
You're
be?
anxious to see them.
But wouldn't that be more energetic than anxious?
You're anxious to see them
What?
already.
But do you, like how you define anxious? Now I'm wondering how y'all define this word because the way y'all describing it, you just sound excited to me.
So you don't get
Anxiety,
there's okay.
anxiety
So
is
so there's no nerves in excitement.
you be energetic, right?
Is that nerves?
I've never been excited and felt nerves.
Okay.
I'm
So
just me personally. When I get excited, I'm happy. I'm like ready to, I'm ready to go. I'm energetic. Excited.
so when your kids are excited, when they're anxious, when you say we going outside and they're anxious, they're ready to go outside right then and there. That's not anxiousness.
You
That's
using
just
the word,
excitement.
no, that's excitement. That's no, when my
Okay.
kids get anxious, or what anxious is when like your parents used to tell you, I'm gonna whoop your ass when you get home. Now you're anxious. You're not excited. You're not looking forward to get home. That shit draws you down.
That's not anxious. That's scared. That's not anxious. That's scared.
No,
That's
That's not
fear.
scared is what
that's
comes
fear.
out. No, that's the feeling, but the emotion is anxiousness. That's the emotion. The what you're feeling is scared. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm just okay. Well, these people need to stop doing this clinical stuff then, because I know for sure that there is a such term in clinical as positive anxiousness, good anxiousness. I know that for sure. I've heard it before. So the fact that that's not on this list is just one sided. But I could be wrong.
Okay, positive anxiousness, also known as stress, can have beneficial effects. It can boost motivation. It indicates when something requires attention. It helps you think ahead and notice things. It stimulates you to make necessary changes. Normal levels of anxiety can help you respond better to stress. So they're just telling you how to use anxiety. Like when I was talking about Miyamoto, he found a way to
Okay.
use negative things. But if we're talking about from a standard position, that's like transmutation, taking something, or that's like alchemy almost. You're taking something that's meant for one thing and you're utilizing it for something else. Um, so you're literally that's something that you have to do versus something that exists. You're literally turning something from bad into good. That's like somebody throwing lemons at you, you collecting them all and making lemonade.
Okay.
Well,
I
you
just
can use it, but
I got you.
I think the average, like just from definition, is not positive. It'll be more on the lower spectrum.
I got you. I'm just saying, I know I heard that before. I'm like, wait, why that? That's why I'm like, why is that even up there? I know I heard that term before. That's a clinical term. So I'm like, why is that not even up there? Because hey, that's a clinical term. So I was just surprised that that's not up there. They only got excitement is happy. So I'm like, excitement could be anxious too. Like, oh my God, I'm going to go see. I don't know who's baddest chick in the planet. I'm gonna go see Beyonce, your
PIA, good
favorite
night.
person ever. Good night,
Thanks for
PIA.
hanging in the chat.
Good night,
Yeah, thanks
PIA.
for hanging with
Appreciate it.
us. Because I know we gave you a headache, so it's our apologies. But we was trying to do right.
So anxious, characterized by extreme uneasiness of the mind or brooding fear about something. Contingency, worry, characterized by resulting from or cause anxiety, worrying. So by definition, I mean,
I
um,
got you. I got you. I got you. I understand. That's why. This is why people don't like doctors now. Anyway.
people be making
Hmm.
it on, but that's how they do. Gay means happy, but now it has a whole new meaning. So people, even me, I use ignorance. People who think ignorant is bad. I use it for good. I use it for something different. I utilize things. I don't use them. I use if I feel anxiety, I use it in a state that what they just explained when we looked up positive. You know what I'm saying? I use it in that state personally. If I feel fear, it motivates me to dig deeper into. That means I got some work to do. So it's like an alert to me. It's not something to run away from. It's just an alert. Now I'm aware there's something I need
Positive.
to work on. Yeah, so you turn the negative
Positive
into a
fear.
positive.
Okay. Hey.
Like, don't they say people who go on stage, they have fear? Like, even actors and stuff like that.
Yeah, they call that stage fright.
But it's positive.
Yeah. Somebody just fell off the bed.
It's a
So,
positive
so
thing,
that
because then if you don't feel fear, then maybe you're just not gonna be up on your game.
I don't know. I just wish people stop using these words incorrectly. Cause now you got half of the daggone planet thinking that something is what it is, and y'all saying that it ain't. It's too much unlearning stuff. It's annoying.
I really don't care. I feel what I feel, and that's it. I don't know. You know, like
I'm just saying. This is how we
sometimes,
get
like,
into
this is
3 hour
how we get in
conversations,
trouble.
and we all saying the same thing, but it's in different connotations. And then here come massive splitter. It's duality. It's balance. It could
Like,
mean
you want
two
to
is the
pump
same
yourself up. Like, if you're gonna speak in front of a bunch of people, you know, you take that fear and anxiety, and like they say, use movement, right? So like, I move my hands, my body, I'll smack something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, like, sometimes release that energy and then use it for positive.
Yeah, it's just, and like we always say, that's why we have to have these conversations. We know word don't he don't be meaning no harm. He be trying to tell us stuff, and he be bringing up all these definitions and meaning, and I don't know if it's for anything but for teaching. But I mean, most of the time, we could say majority of the time he's on point. We could say that.
Sometimes.
Well, you know,
Do it.
he's not perfect. No one's perfect.
Yeah,
That's what
I be
I'm
noticing.
saying 5149. That's what I said. Majority 5149. I ain't saying all the
We're
time.
all
Majority.
learning.
I think more like 95-5, but
Oh, so
I
where
can
this
agree.
guy go?
I can agree to disagree.
Yeah, but it's like we always say though, the way the words have been used and it being explained and all of these things, this is why these conversations are being had, right? Even on the topic of independence, right? We saying everything. We don't think that we saying that the meaning is the meaning, but then we turn around and it's like, wait a minute, it can actually mean something different. It can actually have a place in a situation where independence would not be where it's not supposed to be. But if you don't have these conversations and you don't have people challenging those situations, we would never know if it fits or not. So shout out to the chat. Shout out to the lady Shay and Commander because they was teaching us something.
No, like I said, I discuss things with my husband. It's not like because I would want the same thing. Like, okay, big purchases, or like vacation, or doing things on our own. Like, yeah, if my husband has a problem with it, then I'll respect that. It's happened many times. I'll take it into consideration, like strong consideration. Like, hey, are you okay with
Not
this? If you're not okay with this, I won't do it.
not strong consideration, but
Sometimes
it's just
that,
go
sorry.
ahead. No, go
Well,
ahead.
sometimes just saying that alone, like giving the man their place, like sometimes just saying that alone will make him be like, all right, no, I'm fine with it, or whatever. But if you're like, I'm doing this on my own, and I don't care what, then they have a problem with it.
Hmm. Yep, I know I will. Yeah, it's almost been 2 years. I ain't even hit the 2 year mark yet, Craig. Almost hit 2 years, bro. Yeah, Craig. When I got porn bomb, they used Craig's name and avatar to do it. I said that's the only reason I let him on the panel. I thought it was my boy. Oh, I got to say this about Craig because y'all might not know. That's one of them badasses. Craig punched a bull.
He,
Damn. Yeah, he punched a bull, bro. straight badass. Shout out to Craig, man.
Shout
I
out to
pick
Craig.
I pick with him all the time with that. I'm like, I forget what live. I'm like, I was joking. Like I literally, for some reason, I seen this image in my head of him punching a bull. I'm like, Craig, you ever punch a bull? He was like, yeah. How you? I'm like, oh shit.
Don't
Punching
worry,
bulls one at a
word.
time.
They about to have an image of you in a minute. I ain't gonna start it, but I'm gonna leave it alone. But I'm gonna answer Commander's question. Commander Lady Shay question. Even though I know Craig did, absolutely, we need a man cave. We need a place to be ourselves, not have nothing to worry about. If we like, trust me, if you had well, most ladies, if they stay at home, they got the house to themselves. So they got their woman cave when the soap operas is on. I ain't trying to sound sexist. That's just what it is. Ain't nobody bothering them. So they can watch soap operas and do what they need to do. But y'all know most of the time sports is at night. So we just wanna relax. We wanna go ahead and be entertained. And we need our man cave to do that because kids is running around. "Oh, daddy, daddy." No, we don't want to hear that right now. This game. I need to relax. Daddy, daddy, daddy. Nope. Mm-mm. So yes, we do need a man cave.
And I do want to say this too. Craig is a gentle giant. Craig is a cool dude. You know, even though he
Okay.
punched the bull, he a cool dude. Trust
Nobody
me,
call PETA.
he wouldn't have did it if the bull didn't deserve it. He ain't do it for fun, you know. So I'm just saying how badass he is. How many people you know who punched the bull? I know a person.
I know someone who
Yeah,
punched a trash panda.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know nothing about that.
But Gary, going back to the sports.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Lady
Gary,
Shay's over here. She's bothering. She over
what'd
here
she say?
bothering me. She said, "What she say?" So if your wife disapprove of a man cave, is that a red flag? I can't take
Yes,
it.
it's a red flag.
I got a man cave and a garage. So yeah, that would have been a red flag. Like, yeah, I need my space.
Yeah, my husband, yeah. I gave up my office so that he could have his own man cave. That's pretty nice.
I'm just saying when you in that committed relationship, right? When you're in a committed relationship, if y'all have that understanding, like, okay, we gonna have if you got kids, Friday night might be kids night, Saturday night might be lifetime. But
No,
if you into that football Sunday night, don't you bother me not one bit. I'm telling you.
you don't know what she about to do with that statement that we answered that. Now she about to say, so is your man cave independent from I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I'm about to say no. It's I'm gonna say what PIA say is codependent because she signed off on it and I agreed with it. So that's what we answer. But go ahead, Commander. What was your question? I ain't forget your question.
Oh, because you said you could do sports on your own, but isn't it like, I really don't believe it because, like, don't you like to talk about it? Isn't it exciting and, like, good to talk about sports with other people?
It can be, but you can get the excitement of watching it's like I used to go to games by myself. I go to game
Okay.
by myself. And if I interact with people, I interact with people. But if I don't, I don't. I mean, the game is what gets you there, right? For example, if I know LeBron James is coming, I'm going to watch LeBron James. I don't need nobody else to go with me. Y'all want to go, y'all can go. But if not, I'm going by myself
Yeah.
regardless. I am going. You know what I mean? It's just the excitement that a person brings to a game that'll allow you to watch it. That's why a lot of people don't like golf because it's not exciting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh my God, look, this guy hitting the ball and they got to be quiet. Everybody be quiet. What if somebody
So
said,
when we go,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. When Tiger Woods play golf, I watch it, and every time he hit the ball, I'd be like, Tiger Woods, y'all. I don't know. I forgot what movie that was from, but I watched Tiger Woods just to say that. But yeah, Tiger
go
Woods,
ahead,
y'all.
Commander.
Tiger Woods, y'all. No, I was gonna say, do you high five people? Are you? Because like when we go to a game, I'm high
Yes,
fiving strangers and like woo
yes,
woo.
yes, because it's an adrenaline. Like, yeah, like we most of the time when you go into the now, if you, for example, if you're in, I'm like, if I'm in New York, I'm at a Yankee game, I'm a Mets fan. I'm not gonna be high fiving too many people if we're at Yankee Stadium because
Right,
that's their
right,
hometown. You see what I mean? It's the difference. Now if we're all in that same stadium for the same team, obviously, you know. But sometimes when you see greatness, you like, oh my God, did you see that? And you could be high fiving the same person anyway. Like two different, you can have
right.
different teams, but the greatness it make you come together. Like, yo, that was crazy, and that was dope.
So hold
Yeah.
on, you a Mets fan, bro?
Yeah,
I have a new level of empathy for you.
you ain't gotta have no empathy for me, homie.
I ain't watched the Mets in a while. They win anything lately?
Nope.
You know what? I'm not a team fan. Does that make sense? I like more of a
Yeah.
Yeah,
player. I'm like a hometowner. Yeah, you want your hometown team, but if they lose, I don't really care. But I'm more into the players than the actual team. Like if my favorite player go to another team, I'm gonna like that team. Like my cousin I
right.
used to like the Jets last season because my cousin played for them. But now I like
I
Tampa
know.
Bay again because he went back to Tampa Bay. So how y'all let Jordan go, man? Who did y'all replace him with?
I gotta check with the 53-man roster
I got
because
into
I
it with
don't.
one of I got
Go
into it with
ahead.
one of those sports broadcasters, one of the YouTubers that cover the Jets, because he was trying to thrash my cousin, and I got in on him. Like, well, let's look at
But I don't
statistics.
know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, y'all expect somebody to get 3 interceptions every game? That's not how that game works.
Right.
He just got three that same game, that one game.
And he got his bonus. He
Yeah,
got a
and
bonus in a couple weeks.
I promise you, I said that today. I said that today. I was like, yo, I ain't gonna say no names, but shout out to the homie because because I was talking about the Bills and how they ain't the same. They ain't got the same wide receiver core. But my guy, I know a guy that got paid off that first game. Shout out to the homie.
You
I
you
was laughing.
you went live today?
Yeah, I went live today.
It didn't pop up on my thing.
Mine
I
neither.
went live today. I went live today.
You know, he got
I,
another channel.
I got another channel.
Yeah, you went live on that other channel.
Yes.
It's
The
not.
sports
It
one?
didn't. Yeah, it didn't pop up.
Mhm.
Hmm. I
It
gotta
didn't pop
check.
up. I'm scrolling
I was
down.
live for about 20 minutes. I was live
Man,
for
I
about
would
20
have.
minutes.
Man, I would have definitely been over there. What time did you go live? They ain't
Right
even.
after the Commander game, the Commander and the Patriot game.
Yeah, it's literally not in there.
I
So,
don't know how. I know I did it because Realist was there.
BDB.
Lady Lady Shay wants to know if high fiving other people is a red flag. I
Huh?
think so for the person. Like if it could be like if you don't like your spouse high fiving or like if you're a jealous person, you don't want physical touch with other people, then that might be a red
I ain't
flag for
talking
you.
to lady shit. I'm about to get my butt up there, man. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I ain't messing with that. Y'all done made me break down same, similar, all these other terms. I'm my brain hurt. I'm with PIA. I gotta go smoke
Well,
today,
you
man.
did it.
I gotta
You
go
did it
smoke.
with all this self-efficient and independent, and it's not the same, even though it's similar and it's not related. And you did all this. You did all of this. Blame
Listen,
yourself.
I replaced the word that's not effective or efficient with something that is effective and efficient. So you
Okay.
change the action by changing the mind. If you could change the way a person think, you can change what they do. So I'm just trying to help people use better terminology so they can get better results. So ladies, stop being independent. Or if you're independent, be happy by your damn self. Okay. If you want to be independent, just be happy by your damn self and then no more discussion. You don't need no man to hold no dough. You don't need no man to save you from nothing. If a bear in the woods, go chill with the bear instead of the man. Do all that stuff, okay? Just be independent.
So are you saying that there should be no dependency if you're independent of outside dependency?
Don't start,
Is
Gary.
That's
I'm
what
asking a question.
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
asking, is that what he's saying? That's what he's saying. I want to make sure this is clear so that way nobody could dispute what he's saying.
I'm saying this.
I know how you feel, Commander.
If that's the case, if you want to be an independent woman, independently go buy you a rose and be happy. That's what I'm saying.
I need and love my husband, okay? I need him. I just don't need him to be all up in my business all the time. I feel like some people work good together and then like they can be in a business together, but for me, I feel like no. I don't want to work
I
with my
just
husband and him be in the business together. No.
I just think that the trust in those relationships makes it feel independent. I really believe that.
I don't
Yeah,
want y'all
that's
using,
true.
and I'm banning the word independent from my channel.
Thank you.
It's your fault. You did it. You did it.
We don't use that term. That's blasphemy over here. We don't use that independent no more. I'm putting it in the YouTube ban word list. Can't nobody ever type independent in my chat no more. And if you say it, I'm timing you out.
Don't do it, Lady Shay. Don't you do it. Because
I'm
I
about
know
to
you believe it. I know you believe it. Don't you do it. He
put that. Hold on, watch. I'm gonna put it in here right now. Y'all think I'm playing? Block word.
Where's Tay when I need her?
Independent. Now try to type it and see what happens. See if it nope, it ain't take. How do I make it stay?
You didn't because you said I independently left the
Hold on, let me see. It didn't stick. Why didn't it stick?
Because that don't make no sense.
Okay, there we go. Now we get it. Now try it. Now try to type independent and see what happens.
Don't y'all do it. Please don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Now try to type independent and see if it type.
You do it.
Nah, because I think it'll if you a mod. Let me see. I'm gonna try mod. It'll let you override and.
You gotta be the super mod.
Yeah, it
I
let
don't
me
want to
put
be no super mod. All right then.
but regular people can't put it in there no more. How about that? I think mods can put it in there.
Lady Shay, you want to try them? Please, I'm gonna bring you back. I promise. I got the power. I got
Why
the
did I
glow.
put G?
I independently stand. She put independently. It didn't work.
Oh, okay. You smart ass. Okay, I got you. I got you. I'm gonna put all. Wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna have all aspects of independent block.
But that is the beauty of having this conversation. We untook the word, we undissected it, we unadded, subtracted, divided it. We took this word for a ride. We really did. Shout out to the panelists. Shout out to Noble, who made a little appearance. Shout out to Lady Shay. Shout out to Commander. Right? We had the conversation. We took this thing for a ride.
I didn't even know Commander
And
fell off.
I told you what she did. She said, I independently took myself off the panel. I told you what she said. I told you. But it was a real good conversation. And now we can sit here and joke about it. That's the beauty of having these conversations. There's no, like, even when the voices were raised, it wasn't out of malice. It was, out of excitement, not anxiousness. I learned that today, y'all. Thanks to the word. Right? We can have those conversations It don't go no further than here. We turned it down. We got out of excitement. We continued the conversation. We are what we are today. So we can have these conversations. And it ain't because we known each other for the longest amount of time. It's just the simple fact that we respect one another here. So I don't know who's hearing this now and who's going to hear this later, but you can have a conversation and your voices can raise, but when you simmer down, the conversations can still continue, and it's going to lead us to wherever we got. Now, I don't know what word learned. He'll explain that to you on his way out, but the ladies have allowed us to see their view of independence and how it is possible to be in a relationship with their independence in
I don't think
particular place.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying that's how they viewed it. So they felt that they showed enough to show how they can have independence in a relationship. For them, it's not a red flag. That's what I was going to say.
I was hearing and not listening.
No, I'm glad you know that.
And, and I want to say this too. I'm happy I can rub off on people because the way y'all articulate y'all pettiness is truly enjoyment.
Where the hell that came from?
He was like, even though we was raising our voices, I wasn't raising my voice. Only person to raise their voice was you, Gary.
Okay, I can go with that. I just spoke as we. No. I can live with that because my voice did raise. I know it did.
But
and like I said, it was out of excitement and not anxiousness. I learned that today. I even admitted that I learned something today. You see what I'm saying? So that's the point of the whole conversation. You learned something. We was in the hole for real. We was deep in the hole. We was in there. We was going all over the place. But we came back up. We came to an understanding. Well, some of us came to an understanding. Like I said, I'll let Word explain how he felt at the end of the conversation. But like I said, for the ladies, they felt that they showed enough that there could be independence in their relationships, and it's not a red flag for them. That's the place I can go.
I think they crazy. That's what I learned. I learned women are crazy.
Well, I'm glad you said that when it ain't here.
Hold on. I hit it. Don't worry, y'all. I'll put it where you ain't ish. Tay not here to put it, so I'll put it forward. But no, I'm joking. Y'all ain't no more crazier than what I already thought y'all was before I did the live. So no, we good.
I'm just
But I think it was a good conversation. And this is what I'm learning. I'm happy I'm married because I ain't got to deal with none of this shit. So I'm happy I'm married and we have a solid foundation. But what I tell people, like, have the intent. If you don't feel, this is the main thing I want people to take out of this conversation, right? If you don't feel that you can be open, effectively communicate, if you can't give a relationship 100%, you need to evaluate why, because you're probably in the wrong relationship. That's the important thing. Stop settling for things that is going to eventually become a problem. Have effective communication, have understanding. I believe Noble was saying expectations. When you put expectations on people, there's nothing wrong if you convey those expectations to people. The problem with expectations is when the person you expect something from don't know the shit. When a person don't know, man, bro. Look, I'm being petty right now because that happened to me on this YouTube so many times. People expected shit from me that we never talked about. Like, we never talked about me doing this or doing that, and you just expect that's your problem. But I know that's a huge problem in relationships. All different varieties of relationships. If you have expectations for somebody, convey those to the people. Tell the people and make sure the people agree. Because you can expect something from someone, but that don't mean they agree to do it. So you just gonna be looking silly at the end. or you gonna be disappointed. So don't have no expectations unless you had a conversation and it's been agreed upon. But that's all I got, man.
Ooh, I know one thing. I know the next time we need Craig to come up here because he's saying some very good points.
Oh
And
yeah.
no, I'm reading his comments. But because I mean, like as far as a relationship, I don't know if you heard me earlier. He might disagree with it, but I said, when you start a relationship, you have expectations, right? And then when you grow, when as the relationship evolves, that expectation becomes a dependency, right? It starts to develop into dependencies because now you're no longer expected it. You want like you're gonna lean on it to get done. It's no longer an expectation. I don't know if he agrees with that. He may disagree with that, but I just know that thing has to develop in order for the relationship to become strong. And if that doesn't happen, that's automatically a red flag for me because if we're not growing, we just going how long we gonna be in expectation mode? Somewhere down the line, we have to be dependent of each other in order for the relationship to get to its higher level, the highest level, which in worst case, and most people case, is marriage. So I don't know how long you could be in the expectation mode. But that's just my opinion.
Oh, Commander. Oh man. But you know what? You and Craig have Craig was one of the main people on my panel when I first started having different conversations, especially in a relationship in like the history. I covered a little bit of history. But yeah, Craig was, a vital part to the panel when I first started. So I appreciate seeing him back. I know you've been going through some stuff, bro. I hope everything is good. I know you made that big move back. We're gonna have to catch up, bro. We're gonna have to catch up. I'm doing dang, what was I doing Tuesday? I'm doing the women's panel tomorrow, the red flags and men. And Tuesday, I can't think. I can't think right now. My mind is like
I don't know.
um,
We don't know nothing about what you had for Tuesday.
yeah.
I know
I'm gonna
tomorrow.
think.
I know tomorrow, woman for men, and Tuesday, I don't know.
Oh, I wanted to have a controversial conversation Tuesday. Are men more valuable than women? I'm
Why
trying
would you
Tay
do that?
because Tay told me to. Blame it on Tay. Tay sleep. Hold on. Let me show y'all who told me.
Now, here you go. I ain't got nothing to do with this
I'm putting
thing.
in. I'm gonna put it in
He
1, 2,
can't wait to
3,
mention
4, 5,
that
6, 7,
thing.
8, 9. I'm gonna put it in 9 times.
Oh Lord! Now it's the nine we trust because she's. Oh my God! You are so foul.
I got that.
I can't wait for her to tell you about yourself.
I got that too.
Commander, you witnessing this, right? This is him. He can't help himself.
You know what she gonna say? She gonna say this. Where you ain't ish. That's what she gonna say. I made an emoji for
She
that.
gonna
So
say no. She gonna say y'all ain't.
I was about to put y'all, but I just wanted to
She gonna say Gary, you was up there. I'm like, I tell you, I can't stop this guy. This guy, he, he got a massive splinter. He got a mind of his own. Can't stop him.
I made her
Commander left me up here with a boss. Commander left me up here by myself with this guy. Y'all know he can't be stopped.
But Tay told me I need to be more aggressive and more controversial. So I'm just asking a question. I'm not saying yay or nay. I just want to know if men are more valuable than women.
Well, I believe on Tuesday you'll give some content to that, and I hope that some people will join the panel because I know the ladies are coming, and we're gonna let them jump the word. I ain't getting on that panel.
I'm just asking a question. I mean, I'm
No,
just asking.
you got it.
I got a point.
Nope.
I got a point, but I'm asking a question: are men more valuable than women in society? Do you think men are more valuable than women in society? What do you think, Gary?
What's that?
Are men
What was the
more
question?
valuable? Are men more valuable than women in in today's society.
Yep.
You said yeah?
Yep.
Oh damn. Well, they ain't gonna be jumping me, they're gonna be jumping you.
No, they ain't, because I ain't going on the panel.
Yeah.
That's why I can say it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna clip this part and then I'm gonna keep playing it every time I ask them a question. I'm like, Gary, this is what Gary said.
Yeah. Just make sure you clip the whole 60 seconds. Because you're gonna be like, nope, because I ain't gonna be there.
What is it?
I don't even know what content you mean that in. I don't know what content you mean that in.
No,
I don't know what content you mean that in. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I said, yeah.
Watermelon, what up, sis? What up, though? Hey, I did a massive reset to the channel, Watermelon. So I'm just asking the people who got the wrenches if you ain't got to be here, but if you want a wrench, just let me know. I got you. But let me get off here, bro. We're gonna be on here all night talking crap.
Yeah, because messing with you, man. You always trying to get me in some stuff, man.
Hey, man, you're a couple years older than me, so that's what the annoying little brothers do, bro. They get the big brother and shit.
I guess so. It must be nice being the big bro, but okay. But I appreciate the conversation. This conversation was very informative. It allowed us to hear a woman's perspective of their red flags, and it may have taken some of us by surprise, but the fact that they said it and they elaborated, it allows us to think about it a little bit more. So shout out to those who came up on the panel.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Commander. Shout out to Lady Shay. Shout out to Godspell. And shout out to my 33 brother. And shout out to Tay Eats. Yeah, sis couldn't make it tonight, she looking at her eyelids, so yeah, shout out to Tay. She gonna kick my ass. We appreciate you, Watermelon. We appreciate you. Oh, he jumped off the panel when I was talking about Tay. Smart man. But y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel. These are the conversations that build nations. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor. Hit that share button. Tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until next time, we out. If I can find the thing to turn the thing off. Okay, there you go.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. Now leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a